This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
On September 4th, 1978, the Baltimore Colts faced the Dallas Cowboys at Texas Stadium for the first Monday Night Football game of the year. Baltimore was coached by Ted Marchibroda, and they had won the AFC East Division Championship for 3 straight seasons. But Marchibroda's success stopped there, as the team had not won a single playoff game in any of those 3 seasons. The Cowboys were the defending Super Bowl champs and were coached by Tom Landry in his 19th season with the team. This audio recording is from the CBS radio broadcast featuring announcers Jack Buck and Hank Stram.
You know, Jack, and here we go with the starting lineup. Number 81, Roger Carr, will be the split end. Wade Griffin will be the left tackle. Number 69, Robert Pratt, the left guard, 61. The center will be 57, Ken Mendenhall. Right guard, Ken Huff, number 62. Right tackle, number 75, George Kuntz. Tight end, number 83, Mac Alston. The wingback, number 35, Glenn Doughty. The quarterback will be Mike Kirkland, who will occupy that position for the very first time in his young career. The running back will be Don McCauley, number 23, and the fullback will be number 48, Roosevelt Leaks. On defense, we'll have the left end, Fred Cook, number 72. The left tackle will be Mike Barnes. The right tackle, Joe Ehrman, number 76. The right end, John Dutton, number 78. The left linebacker, Darrell Luce. The middle linebacker, Ed Simonini. The right linebacker, Stan White, number 53. The left corner, Norm Thompson. The right corner, Doug Nettles, who was starting that position for the first time. Strong safety, Butch Laird. And free safety, Lyle Blackwood.
And for the Dallas Cowboys, very shortly, will be coming onto the field here at Dallas. Their offense is anchored by Roger Staubach, and they have a new starter at the wide receiver position.
Yes, Hill, the great young receiver from Stanford, number 80, will start at that position. The left tackle will be Pat Donovan, number 67. The left guard, Herbert Scott, 68. Center, John Fitzgerald, the oldest member of that offensive line, number 62. Right guard, Tom Rafferty, number 64. Right tackle, Andy Frederick, number 71. Tight end, 89, Billy Joe Dupre from Michigan State University. Wingback, Drew Pearson, number 88. Quarterback, Roger Staubach, number 12. And the running back, Tony Dorsett, number 33, along with fullback, Robert Newhouse, number 44. The defensive personality of this team, left end, Ed Too Tall Jones, number 72. Left tackle, Jethro Pugh, number 75. Right tackle, Randy White, 54. Right end, Harvey Martin, number 79. Left linebacker, 56, Tom Henderson. Middle linebacker, Bob Brunig. The right linebacker, number 50, Dede Lewis. The left corner, number 31, Vinnie Barnes. The right cornerback, number 25, Aaron Kyle. Strong safety, 41, Charlie Waters. And the free safety, number 43, Cliff Harris.
With regard to the Baltimore Colts, without Burt Jones and Lydell Mitchell tonight, the Colts are without 82% of their 1977 offense. In that last year, Jones passes for more than 2,600 yards, and he ran for 146. While Mitchell gained more than 1,100 yards on the ground, the Colts as a team gained 4,588 yards. And we know that the Colts are counting on Don McCauley and Ron Lee to pick up the slack, and it'll be interesting to see the approach of the Baltimore Colts tonight, whether they play it close to the vest or try to open it up and steal one from the Cowboys.
No, I don't think they'll try to do that. I think that Mike Kirkland will have every opportunity in the world to use the tools and the skills that they would normally use with Burt Jones at the quarterback position. They're going to try very carefully not to reduce the size of the field for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to try to make them go the full distance anytime they get the possession of the ball. The biggest problem that you have when a young quarterback plays is that you don't want to put your team in a position where you create a fumble or you throw an interception, make some kind of a mental mistake where the Dallas Cowboys would have possession and only have 30, 40, or 25 yards to go for a touchdown. That's the one thing that they want to eliminate. You know, there's 3 phases, as you know, Jack, of professional football and all football. There's the offense, the defense, and the specialty teams. And I've always felt very firmly 2 out of the 3, then you've always got a chance to win the football game. And so the Baltimore Colts could realistically not win the game offensively, but win the other 2 and could come out the winner.
And along those lines, I know that some people look at the specialty teams of the Baltimore Colts in a rather suspicious fashion, and they They were hurt frequently in that department last year. I had the pleasure of watching them play, an outstanding football team. But they were burned with the specialty teams of other clubs in the past, and they better be good tonight in order to compete.
He indicated that they worked a great deal in covering kicks and preventing teams from blocking kicks, so I'm sure that they'll be very well prepared in that area, plus the fact they know that they just can't afford to do a poor job in a special team area where their offensive situation like it is and expect to win.
The Cowboys in the preseason were winners over the 49ers, Denver, and Pittsburgh, and they lost to their state neighbor, Houston. Baltimore's only victory was against Detroit, and that was their last time out. They lost to Pittsburgh, they lost to Tampa, and they lost to Washington. But all three of those games that they lost in the preseason, they were ahead in two of them at halftime, and they were tied at halftime of the other. Then they played the additional people that they had to play in order to pare the squad down to the 45-man player limit, and they ended up losing it. But they've been saving something for the Cowboys, and we'll see it very shortly. Both teams are on the field, and we'll soon have the opening kickoff.
Egad, how irresistible you found that luxurious, elegant Buick Electra you saw last fall. But you judiciously opted.
The Dallas Cowboys have won the toss, and I almost have the feeling that Baltimore would almost prefer it that way, to let their defensive unit, which is very, very good, try to set the tempo for this game.
Yes, I think that's a good feeling when you go into a game like the Baltimore Colts are going into this one. I think if they feel they can make the Dallas Cowboys travel 75 or 80 yards, why, they've got a good chance possibly to get possession of the ball somewhere along the line, get good field position, and get it in a position to strike quickly in this game.
Tony Linhart, the veteran from Austria who kicks the field goals, also is the kickoff man, so the ball will be teed up on the 35-yard line. And as you tune us in here on CBS, the Colts will be going from our right to our left. And the deep men for the Cowboys are going to be Butch Johnson. He'll be back inside the 5-yard line. And he'll soon be joined now by Dennis Thurman. And Thurman for the Cowboys is one of the few rookies, only 5, who have made the grade with the Cowboys this year.
Jack, it's interesting to note that 5 young people made this Dallas Cowboy team again. Larry Bethea, their number 1 draft choice from Michigan State. Lois Blackwell from Houston, number 4. Tom Randall, number 7 from Iowa State. Dennis Thurman, number 11th pick, number 32, and Raphael Septien, a free agent kicker that we drafted in New Orleans, number 10, just a year ago.
Okay, we have Butch Johnson back there with Dennis Thurman, and a deep kick goes into the end zone. It's taken by Johnson out to the 10 to the 15. He fumbles the ball near the 25-yard line, and Baltimore has the football. Butch Johnson caught it 3 yards deep in the end zone. He came out. He was hit at the 20. He went down at the 25. And the rookie, Reese McCall, a tight end from Auburn, fell on it. And it is Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go on the Dallas 25.
You know, an interesting thing about that return, number 1, it was a left return, and Butch Johnson was carrying the ball in his right arm. The inside pressure got a piece of it. He fumbled. They recovered, and Baltimore has possession. Time for a big play.
And Dowdy goes to the right side. Roger Carr is split left. Mike Kirkland is the quarterback in the I formation. He has Leaks, the fullback, up close, gives it to Leaks, and he drives over the left guard position for only a couple of yards. He's in the backfield along with Don McCauley, who, along with Ron Lee, will try to take the place of the departed Lydell Mitchell. And Harvey Martin made the first tackle. And a pickup on the play of 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Colts, going from our right to our left on the 22-yard line of the Cowboys. Up front, the Cowboys have Ed Jones, Jethro Pugh, Randy White, and Harvey Martin. Roger Carr is to this side with Glenn Dowdy's flank right. Out of the I formation again. Kirkland at quarterback. Hands off to McCauley. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He gained a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 6, and Randy White took him down.
Yes, he did, and they're trying to run. They ran from an I formation that time. They're trying to run to the flex defense. The tackle or the end who is off the line of scrimmage, they're trying to attack that area. That time they didn't attack it very well. Their people, their left side, just did not blow the people off the line of scrimmage, Robert Pratt, and just did not get the surge that you have to make yardage in that play.
Thomas Henderson, Bob Bruning, and D.D. Lewis are the linebackers for the Cowboys. And Mike Kirkland might throw the ball for the first time. It's on the 21-yard line of the Cowboys. And Kirkland on a draw play. Gives it to Leaks, his tackle at the 20-yard line. And it'll be fourth down as Jethro Pugh made the tackle along with the linebacker Henderson. First Martin made a tackle, then White made a tackle. And now Pugh has made a tackle. And Tony Leonard, who kicked off only moments ago, about a minute and 40 seconds ago, will try a 27-yard field goal to put the Colts on top here in the early going.
You know, one thing about the Dallas defense, they read, react, pursue, and tackle as well as anybody in the league. And in this situation, I thought perhaps they might try to throw a play-action pass early, because that's something that you have to do, especially on early downs.
Kirkland will spot it. Linhart will kick it. We wait for the snap from Forrest Blue. There's the snap, the set, the kick. It's got a chance, and it is no good. No good off to the right. And so the Colts have blown an early opportunity. They recover the fumble, and they missed the 27-yard field goal with the score 0-0. Let's take the timeout.
The day is done.
Coming home.
It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind.
We'll go home.
So just say bud.
Say bud.
And pour the king of beers and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where. You know a glass of bud is like an easy chair. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Well, the Cowboys get the ball at their own 20-yard line as a result of the missed field goal. We have 12:49 remaining in the first quarter, no score. And Roger Staubach will bring Dorsett and Newhouse as his setbacks out in the I formation. Drew Pearson comes to the right side, and Tony Hill. They have two tight ends with Saldi and Dupree running from the two tight ends. Newhouse cracks for 5, 6, 7 yards over the left side, and the two tight end offense appears to be something that the Colts are going to have to deal with early.
Well, they're trying to neutralize the weak linebacker, the linebacker away from the tight end side, Stan White. They ran a misdirection play, a counter play, and handled it very well. Newhouse picked up a big chunk on first down.
And it is 2nd down and 3 as a result from the Dallas 27-yard line. In the I formation, this is Dorsett. Got outside, got a first down across the 30-yard line, and tackled in the vicinity of the 32. So the Cowboys get the first down of the night, moving across the 30-yard line. First Newhouse and then Dorsett. And that tackle was made by Doug Nettles, the cornerback. And a good tackle it was. The Cowboys will go from their own 31-yard line as they try to take it to him early. They have John Fitzgerald at the center spot with Scott and Lawless at the guards, Donovan and Frederick at the tackle positions, Dupree at the tight end along with Jay Saldi. Tony Hill is to the left and Drew Pearson is flanked to the right. It's first down from the 31, and Dorsett gets only about a yard as he was hit in a hurry by Joe Ehrman, who, by the way, overcame a broken hand during the preseason play to get back in the lineup for the Colts.
You know, the great thing about Tony Dorsett, he is an exceptionally good runner from the I formation. And the great thing about the I formation is the fact that a back with his quickness and speed can start at one side of the line of scrimmage and wind up over on the other side, because it's a formation where he can see very well, and his shoulders are always square to the line of scrimmage, and he can change directions extremely well.
The Cowboys shift into the pro set, and now they go to a wing formation, and on 2nd down and 9, Staubach will throw for the first time. From the pocket, he throws it short and complete across the 36. A flag is down as Dorsett caught the ball thrown by Staubach, and Stan White, the linebacker from Ohio State, made the tackle, and the officials talk it over.
That kind of a play is an option play with a left halfback running inside or outside on the linebacker. In this case, it was Stan White. He made the inside move and, of course, made the catch, but there's a penalty on the play.
And the penalty is against the Colts, moving the ball out to the 37-yard line.
Illegal shot. Defense. First down.
Penalty against the Baltimore Colts. And a first down, the second of the night for the Cowboys, now at their 37-yard line. Pearson and Hill both go to the same side for the first time this evening. And Dupree, the tight end, will split out as the officials call time to get the sideline marker squared away. 10:57 left in the first quarter, no score.
You know, Tom Landry indicated during the course of the week that he was a little concerned about the running game. They didn't feel that they ran well enough in preseason, and he was concerned about it, felt that the passing was farther along than the running, but they're running good tonight so far.
Hill and Pearson are both to the left with Dupree on the tight end position. And they go into the wing T formation. The Cowboys shift, and on first down, the inside handoff to Newhouse, and he gets only a couple. These Colts are tough to run against, and it was John Dutton, the defensive end, who got to him first. This broadcast is presented by the authority of the Dallas Cowboys in the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd and 9 for the Cowboys from their own 38. As they go from our left to our right with 10.5 left in the first quarter, no score. And they use the full house backfield, shift into a I formation. And with the man in motion, it's Staubach back to throw. He's rushed, he throws, and it is picked off. It is intercepted at the 45-yard line by the cornerback, Norm Thompson, and he is tackled at the 40-yard line of Dallas, and the Cowboys another turnover. First a fumble, now an interception as Pat Donovan made the tackle on Norm Thompson, who picked it off, and Staubach was back on his heels when he threw it.
Yes, he threw the ball off balance. It's something that you don't see him do very well. He just threw the ball up for grabs. Joe Ehrman put a lot of pressure on him from the inside, number 76. And Mike Barnes also was in on the play, number 63, that provided the pressure to make him throw the ball when he really didn't want to.
Well, the ball is at the Dallas 40-yard line. First time the Colts had it, they had it at the 25-yard line of Dallas, and now they have it at the Dallas 40. And they have the rookie quarterback, Mike Kirkland, in there. What a night this must be for him, Hank.
Oh, it's a great opportunity. But of course, Mike has been a big league performer, played at the University of Arkansas. He's been involved in a lot of pressure situations, and I think he's going to respond very well tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on this first down possession. They were very conservative in the first opportunity. They ran the ball 3 times and then kicked a field goal and missed. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them open up here with a play-action pass and try to get a big play and get the ball down the field and try to get a lead in this game.
Did you know that Mike Kirkland is the first punt, pass, and kick champion to ever make it to the National Football League? He was a champion at age 13, and here he is.
No, I didn't know that.
And let's see what he can do. He's getting plenty of advice down there from Bert Jones, wearing a shoulder harness. He's in civvies and on the sideline, along with Bill Troop, whom I understand could play tonight if he had to.
Yes, they indicated that he might be able to play. He's got very much the same kind of an injury as Bert Jones. It's not quite as severe, but in the event that he had to play, they could press him into action, and I think he could perform admirably.
And if they all go down, including Mike Kirkland, well, then Don McCauley would take over the quarterbacking chores. It's a first down for the Colts at the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. Roger Carr comes to the left with Glenn Dowdy flanked to the right. And on first down, Kirkland with Leaks in the backfield, hands to the fullback. He drives for 3 and a little bit more as he goes over the left side, and Bob Bruning, the middle linebacker, got him. Ken Mendenhall is the center for the Colts, with Robert Pratt and Ken Huff playing the guard. Wade Griffin at the left tackle and George Coons at the right tackle, and what a chore Wade Griffin has tonight.
You know, it's interesting to note on that play, D.D. Lewis went over the split end, Roger Carr, number 81. They, too, must have anticipated the fact that he might throw a play-action pass or a pass on first down.
Dowdy and Carr are both to the left side on 2nd down and 7. Here's a give to McCauley, and Leaks couldn't get out of his way. And he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Harvey Martin covered him as Roosevelt Leaks failed to clear out, and McCauley ran up his back. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Colts, who haven't thrown the ball yet. We have 9:20 remaining in the first quarter. There is no score. Earlier, Tony Linhart missed a 27-yard field goal attempt for the Colts. Still goose eggs on the scoreboard. Leaks is out, and Marshall Johnson, a third-year man from Houston, is into the game now. And they are using 3 wide receivers. And the first pass from Kirkland over the middle and overthrown and incomplete. It was intended for Marshall Johnson. He was covered by Benny Barnes coming off the corner, and it's 4th down. And it is going to be, well, they're going to punt it or try another field goal. Looks like a punting situation for David Lee.
It's got to be a very depressing thing for for a team like Baltimore to have the opportunity. I'm sure they went into the game thinking, boy, we've got to get a good break and get good field position. They've had it twice and couldn't capitalize on the opportunity that was presented. This got to be demoralizing, and they've got to really hang in there tough and not get their dauber down if they hope to do a good job offensively the rest of the way.
David Lee stands at midfield. Butch Johnson is the single safety. Lee will probably try to kick it out of bounds. Cowboys show a 9-man, 10-man rush. There's the snap. Well handled. Lee angles it for the sideline. It's high in the air. A fair catch is called for. It bounces into the end zone, out of the end zone, and the Cowboys will take over for the second time tonight on their own 20-yard line. 8:47 remaining in the first period, and the Cowboys get the ball back at their own 20. Well, what do you think so far, in addition to the demoralizing aspects for Baltimore, Hank? We'll ask you that question when we come back. A timeout on the field with the score, Baltimore nothing and Dallas nothing.
Capital Land. That's where world-renowned Pirelli tires are now on sale at Capital Land Tire Mart in Latham on Route 9, just south of the Latham Circle.
Capital Land Tire Mart is glad to play a part in bringing you CBS's National Football League schedule right from the start. Their tire sales and service mart grand opening isn't until Thursday, September 14th, but they're open right now and selling and mounting tires, wheel aligning, and performing all the tire specialty services that they think they're the very best at. If you come into Capital Land Tire Mart tomorrow or any day before the grand opening, they'll give you all that they're promising during the grand opening. Specials such as lube, oil, and filter for only $7.88, including 5 quarts of oil. So come on in now.
At Capital Land Tire Mart. That's where, on Route 9 next to McDonald's, just south of the Latham Circle. Capital Land Tire Mart for the most concerned customer tire service you've ever known.
Cowboys ball. They show the same offensive unit. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, going from our left to our right, and they send Drew Pearson to the left side, split Billy Joe Dupree. Now he's in tight at the tight end position. Tony Hill is in motion. He sets up on a wing. And Staubach at quarterback gives to Newhouse. He is slowed down and tackled for a 1-yard loss. Bursting through, first of all, was Mike Barnes, who was the defensive lineman of the year last year in the NFL.
He got good penetration on that play, and evidently the Cowboys are concerned about the quickness and the recovery speed of the Baltimore Colts. They've run a lot of counterplays so far in this game, and that was a counterplay there that didn't succeed because of the aggressive play of Mike Barnes, number 63.
Tom Landry continues to call the plays for the Cowboys, alternating his guards, Rafferty and Lawless. Here's 2nd and 11, and Dorsett gets back to the original line of scrimmage and only 2 yards more before Mike Barnes tackled him again. On the previous play, Mike Barnes slowed him down, and Joe Ehrman combined to make the tackle. And this time, it was Barnes once more, and 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 for the Cowboys from their own 22. Newhouse is out. And into the backfield now is Preston Pearson. So we have Drew Pearson and Preston Pearson both in the lineup. Hill to the left, Preston Pearson to the right. On 3rd and 8 for the Cowboys from their own 22. And they get into the shotgun formation with the double wing, and back to throw is Staubach. He has a lot of time and dumps it off for a 1st down to Preston Pearson at the 35, to the 40, to the 42-yard line, and Pearson was all by himself. And the Cowboys get their 2nd first down of the night, and Darrell Luce, the linebacker, finally caught up with it.
Great illustration of great poise on the part of Roger Staubach. He was trying to hit the crossing pattern with his tight end coming across. He was covered, didn't see him, and as a result, he dumped the ball off to Preston Pearson, who last year, incidentally, caught 46 passes for 535 yards.
And now the 2 tight ends, Billy Joe Dupree and Jay Saldi, are both in there out of the I formation. 1st down from their own 42. Back into a post set. And here is the give to Newhouse over the right side. Tackled. He got only about a yard. As he was tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, Darrell Luce, the linebacker, cracked in, and Fred Cook, the defensive end, wouldn't give ground. 2nd and 9 for Dallas from their own 43. And Tony Hill comes back in, and Jay Saldi goes out, and Dallas continues to try to confuse the defensive unit.
They use a lot of variety offensively, as you know. Man in motion, they create formation, they double shift, and they try to create a moment of indecision, and they do a good job of it because they make people move around and jump around an awful lot.
Tony Hill is back in there. The tailback, Dorsett, goes over the right side, gets the midfield, cuts it down to the 46-yard line of Baltimore for another 1st down. Dorsett slanting over the right side, using his blocking very well. Stopped by Thompson and Blackwood, but didn't he use that interference?
Yes, he did, and Tom Rafferty did a good job along with Andrew Frederick, and Tony Hill did a good job of blocking on the cornerback and provided Tony Dorsett with the opportunity to pick up that nice gain and a first down.
Well, that was a big burst for Dorsett down to the Baltimore 41, and the first time that the Cowboys have been into enemy territory. Dupree sets up on the left side, and both Pearson and Hill are to the right now for the Cowboys. First down at the 41-yard line, motion by Pearson, and back to throw on first down, Staubach. Fake short, throws long. Hill cannot get there. Incomplete, overthrown and out of bounds, and Staubach saw the danger there, threw it away, and he was decked when he unloaded. Norm Thompson was the primary coverage man.
That was a bootleg. The backs went to Roger's left, and of course Roger went to the right. He tried to hit Tony Hill on an up and outside move and then an up move, but he was covered very well, and of course Roger very wisely threw it over the top so it wouldn't be an interception.
And Fred Cook got a whack in at Staubach, who ended up on the deck. It's second down and 10. This is when Tom Landry shows a lot of imagination. You think he's committed to a passing series, and he'll come up with something else, like the draw, for example. They're into the pro set. And on second down and 10, Staubach is back to throw. Rush, hit, throws the screen, incomplete. He wanted to get it to Newhouse, but the pressure from Cook was too much, and Staubach had to get rid of it. It'll be third down and 10.
That was incredible.
He was full speed, wasn't he?
Oh,
Cook?
he really was. He looked like he was in the starting blocks and ready to come off the ball before the ball was snapped. Fred Cook, number 72, but he got in there so quickly that he couldn't even get the screen off.
Andy Frederick tried to cut him, Hank Stram, and he missed him. He went right over the top of him.
Well, they tried to cut him too low, and that's what happens. If you try to throw too low on that defensive end, especially as agile as Cook is, he'll jump right over the top and still get to the quarterback.
Preston Pearson is back in there as Robert Newhouse is out of the lineup, into the shotgun on third and 10 from the Baltimore 41. Staubach back to throw. Looks and throws over the middle, and it is caught. And it is going to be a first down inside the 30. And now let's see, a whistle brings it back. A whistle brings it back, but it still will be a first down at the Baltimore 31-yard line, and we'll check out what the officials saw to cause the play to be dead. Ray Oldham was in there and got a hand on the receiver, who was Preston Pearson once again.
That time they had 5 backs in the game. Number 25, Ray Oldham, was covering man for man on Preston Pearson. He just went right down, drove him back, cut to the outside. The ball was right on the numbers, a beautifully thrown ball by Roger Staubach, but that's a great illustration. They had 3 receivers on the left side of the ball and 2 on the right side, a triple double wing formation, which was very effective.
And now they do not give the Cowboys the forward progress that they thought they had, and it's going to be fourth down and about a foot. It looks like they're going to go for the first down attempt. Ray Oldham kicked the receiver, Preston Pearson, in the back inadvertently, but any touching when the man is down means that the play is dead. So they're going to go for it with Newhouse and Dorsett and the 2 tight ends in there. The Cowboys need less than a yard from the 36 of Baltimore. First down. A flag is down. Newhouse gets to the 30. That'll be a first down unless the infraction was against the Cowboys, and I do not believe it was.
No, I don't think it was. I think it was against the Baltimore Colts. Roger evidently changed the rhythm of the count or changed the inflection in his voice, and it made them jump, and of course they got a cheap first down. And now it's first and 10 on the 30.
Penalty is going to be declined. Forward progress will be taken to the 30-yard line of the Colts. And the Cowboys, though sputtering a little bit, are on the move. 5.5 left in the first quarter, no score.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him throw some kind of a play-action pass on this first down in this particular area of the field.
Hill and Pearson are both to the left side. Now Hill comes in motion back to the right. I formation, a give to Dorsett. He's trying to get outside. He is in trouble. Cuts it back. Gains a couple of yards and made a pretty good run out of it. Brought down by Fred Cook, who came from the other side of the field.
That was another counterplay, this time from the I formation. And the defensive unit of the Baltimore Colts played it extremely well.
Dorsett made it on his own. Got down to the 27-yard line of the Colts, where it'll be second down and 7 with 5 minutes left in the quarter. Sanders Shiver is in. Darrell Luce out at the left linebacker spot for the Colts, who show the normal 4-3 defense. They're showing actually a 6-man front, but then the linebackers drop off. On 2nd down and 6. Staubach gives the ball to Dorsett and an end around to Tony Hill. He throws the ball, and it is incomplete in the end zone. Incomplete. Darn near a Dallas touchdown. As Billy Joe Dupree went diving for it down there, Drew Pearson right at the end line almost caught that ball. Laird and Nettles were both covering. And Dallas almost made the pass play from the flanker position pay off.
Yes, they use a lot of gimmick plays, and that's why I alluded to that a minute ago. I thought maybe they would do something like that on 1st down, but they like reverses, they like screens, they like quick screens. A lot of people on their football team can throw the option pass. There was an illustration of Tony Hill throwing it, and they almost got away with a touchdown.
Preston Pearson is back in the lineup for the Cowboys, who go into the shotgun formation on 3rd down and 6 from the 26 of Baltimore. Staubach back to throw, looks and throws, and it is caught for a 1st down at the 11-yard line. A brilliant catch by Drew Pearson, who was undressed by Norm Thompson, but held the ball, and Drew Pearson is not going to get up right away. We're coming down 4:16 remaining in the 1st quarter. Pearson is up on his feet. He's okay. And there is a timeout. And with a timeout and the score, Dallas nothing, Baltimore nothing. Let's take this moment.
They called the comet Lucifer's hammer. At first, the chances that it would hit Earth head-on were 1 in a million. Then 1 in 1,000. Then 1 in 100. And then it was the end of civilization as we know it, and a terrifying beginning for the men and women who survived. Lucifer's Hammer, a novel by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle, now in paperback from Fawcett. Lucifer's Hammer. It's hitting your bookstore now.
Thanks, Ram and Jack Buck with you from Dallas. The Cowboys had a 1st down at the 15-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Dorsett carried down to the 12, and it's 2nd down and 7 coming up. Hill goes to the left. Drew Pearson to the right. The 2 tight ends are in there, Dupree and Saldi. Now Butch Johnson is a wide receiver. Here's a give to Newhouse on a slant inside the 10. Drives to the 5. He is close to a 1st down. It is a 1st down. For the Cowboys, it'll be 1st and goal to go, Mr. Stram.
They had a double tight, a double wing formation with only one back in the backfield, Bobby Newhouse, number 44. There ran an off-tackle play to the left with Herbert Scott pulling on the defensive linebacker, Stan White. The tight end did a good job of blocking down. They had a good cavity, and as a result, they're down to the 5-yard line. A big play and a good game.
Cowboys started from their own 20-yard line after David Lee booted it into the end zone. They've gone 75. It's 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. It's Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield. Again, the 2 tight ends as the Cowboys try to get the first score of the night. Staubach takes it, hands it off to Dorsett. He goes deep. He gets away from 1 tackle, 2 tackles, but not the 3rd, and he loses on the play back to the 10-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10. Lyle Blackwood wouldn't turn him loose.
That play was designed initially to go inside, kind of an off-tackle play, but it was plugged. So Tony Dorsett ran outside and, of course, wasn't able to break the turn. Number 44, Blackwood, made the play.
Newhouse and Dorsett are the setbacks. We have 1:45 remaining in the 1st quarter, no score. Hill goes to the left. Drew Pearson to the right side. 2 tight ends, Saldi and Dupree. Staubach back to throw. Jumps and throws a screen. It's caught by Newhouse. He's back to the 5, to the 4, to the 1-yard line, and covered there. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1, and Newhouse showing tremendous talent. Made an excellent play on the screen.
He's built very low to the ground, as you know, and terrific balance, and he got that strictly on his own because they got a shot at him. But
it was Laird who tripped him up,
yes.
I think, and then he was covered by Simonini, the middle linebacker.
Yes, but Bruce Laird made the tackle, number 40.
Oh, it's 3rd and goal from the 1. Counted out 1st and goal from the 5. Newhouse and Dorsett in the backfield. Staubach on 3rd down. takes the snap and keeps the ball and throws, and it is incomplete as the would-be receiver stumbled and fell in the end zone. And are the Cowboys going to try, gamble on fourth down, or go for three? Jay Saldy would have been all alone in the end zone, but he tripped and fell, and no one was there for Staubach.
He looked like he ran right out of the bleachers. It was a play-action pass. This is something that they do an awful lot in this situation, and it's surprising that Baltimore was caught so surprised because he was wide open, and fortunately for the Baltimore Colts, he stumbled and fell because he was wide open.
With Charlie Waters holding, Raphael Septien played nice year for the Rams. Tries to get his first Dallas points. He'll kick it from the 9-yard line. The snap is good. The set is good. The kick is good. No good. Septien misses. They call it a chip shot. It's never easy, but he missed from 9 yards away. A pause in the action, and let's take time out.
Here's Barsman and McCormick for Quantel Business Computers.
Well, today we're talking with another captain of industry. Sir, could you tell us about your company?
Yes, I have a company where I braid people's legs and I manufacture merry-go-round horse eyes. It's a conglomerate.
Oh, sounds complex. Tell me, how do you control this conglomerate?
Very simple. I use a Quantel Business Computer.
Oh, you're a computer expert, too.
Are you kidding? I don't know a thing about computers. I used to think that software was a programmer's long john.
Yes, then why a Quantel Business Computer?
Because it speaks my language.
What language is that?
English, my friend, English.
Oh, you mean like how now, brown cow?
That's the idea. And with Quantel's plain English programming, I didn't have to hire some white-coated wizard to help me run my business. And with the money I saved, I was able to acquire another company for my conglomerate.
What company was that?
A chain of coin-operated marriage chapels.
For Quantel information, call toll-free 800-227-1894. In California, call 415-783-3410. Collect.
36 seconds remaining in the first quarter here, and no score. What about Septien on that last kick, Hank?
Well, we drafted him number 10 when I was in New Orleans 2 years ago. He's got a great leg, but he has a tendency to try to kick easy in the scoring area. Instead of attacking the ball, he kind of tries to chip it. That was a good illustration of it. He tried to pop it up, and he brought his head up a little bit too soon. As a result, he missed a kick.
Dallas went 79 yards, kept the ball for more than 8 minutes, but came up short. And now Mike Kirkland, at quarterback, gives to his running back. Roosevelt leaks the fullback off the right side, and he got one, and Bob Bruning stopped him there. They give him forward progress out to the 22-yard line. And incredibly, it would appear we're going to have a scoreless first quarter here in Dallas, with the Cowboys having gone in as a top-heavy favorite in this game. But they've made 2 turnovers, and they've missed a field goal.
And that should help the Baltimore Colts an awful lot, because I'm sure they felt badly about the fact they blew 2 scoring opportunities themselves. Now they have possession. The score is still 0-0.
Dowdy is to the left. Roger Carr is flanked right. And here's a give to the second man through, and that's the tailback, Don McCauley. He ran into a stone wall, got out near the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Baltimore there. The gun sounds, the end of the first quarter, with the score Baltimore nothing and Dallas nothing.
Somehow you fought the temptation to buy a new Buick Century until now, because you figured that along about this time, your Buick dealer just might be as anxious to talk to you as you are to get a Century. Well, you shrewd rascal, you were right. Which means you and that Century can get together now with a deal that may surprise you. Buick Century. Yes, you can. At your Buick dealers.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
can. Interesting thing, Jack. Drew Pearson has caught 46 straight games, caught passes in 46 straight games. And that surpasses his own record. Really an accomplishment for this great receiver, Drew Pearson.
He paid for the one he caught tonight, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He certainly did, but he bounced right back up. He came right back into the ball game. But he's tough, and he makes catches inside, outside, going away. And that's what makes him such a premier receiver in the National Football League.
This game started with Butch Johnson fumbling the opening kickoff. It was covered by Reese McCall, the rookie of Baltimore. The Colts couldn't move it. Tony Linhart missed the 27-yard field goal attempt. And there was an interception by Norm Thompson with 10 minutes left in the quarter. That stopped the Dallas drive. Then Dallas went 79 yards, kept the ball for 8 minutes and 11 seconds, and Rafael Septien missed a 9-yard field goal, hence we're scoreless going into the second quarter.
You know, an interesting thing, time possession-wise, Jack, Dallas has had it for 11 minutes and 51 seconds. Baltimore 3 and 9 seconds, and the score is still remarkable, just a remarkable stat, 0-0.
Roosevelt Leaks goes out, and Marshall Johnson is the other running back with Don McCauley now for the Colts. On 3rd down and 7, and here is a give to McCauley. He almost broke the play, but he was tackled and got only to the 25, and David Lee will have to kick it again. Aaron Kyle came up from the corner. He was so sure that Kirkland wasn't going to throw the ball that he stuck his nose in the backfield and made the tackle.
Yes, they come up a lot more aggressively because they know that the Baltimore Colts team seemingly is going to play it very close to the vest, very conservative. And Baltimore so far is 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions.
David Lee stands at the 10. He'll kick it from about the 15, and Butch Johnson is the single safety inside his 35-yard line. We're at Texas Stadium in Dallas, CBS Radio. Hank Stram and Jack Buck, scoreless here in the second quarter. And a whistle stops play, and that is too much time against Baltimore, and that'll send David Lee back to his 5-yard line to wait for the snap. And it'll make it 4th down and about 12.
Interesting, Dallas jumps around an awful lot on punting situations. They want to create problems as far as blocking responsibilities are concerned. Evidently, they created a problem that time, and too much delay, and they get a 5-yard penalty.
Play of game costs the Colts 5. So David Lee stands at his 5. He'll kick it away from the 10. Butch Johnson moves up to his 40. There's the snap. Not much pressure. Lee's kick is pretty good, and it's going to be taken by Johnson at the sideline. Goes down the sideline, 45 midfield, down to the 45-yard line of Baltimore before Robert Pratt got to him and stopped him there. The Cowboys take over on the Baltimore 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
That kind of a play is very deceptive because a lot of the time when you're that close to the sideline, they think possibly that you're going to let it go out of bounds, and maybe you are out of bounds, and they kind of relax a little bit. And as a result, Butch Johnson was able to bring the ball back in good shape. The hang time for that kick that time was 4 seconds.
With the ball at the Baltimore 45-yard line, Drew Pearson goes to the right. And Tony Hill splits left. In the I formation, Staubach gives to the tailback Dorsett over the right side for 5. Over for 9. He got a 10 yards and very close to a 1st down. Dorsett with his best burst of the night. Darrell Luce and Bruce Laird came up and got him.
The great thing about the I formation, as I mentioned earlier, that play was designed to go to the left, but it was plugged up there. He saw some running room to the right side, scampered off to the cavity to the right side, and made at least 9 yards and possibly 10, enough for a 1st down. We'll wait for the measurement.
They measure, and the Cowboys are an inch short. It's 2nd down and 1. This is a beautiful gambling down, Mr. Stram.
Yes, it is, and of course the Baltimore Colts know that too, so it's going to be interesting to see what they'll do and how they respond, and whether Roger Staubach will try something big on this waste down of 2nd and 1.
We're early in the second quarter, 13:50 remaining in the half. From the Baltimore 35, it's 2nd down and inches. 2 tight ends in there again for the Cowboys. Staubach has it, gives it. Newhouse 1st down, and as he squirts to the 37-yard line of the Colts. So the Cowboys played it straight, got the 1st down. Joe Ehrman made the tackle.
An off tackle, a basic, simple, vanilla play off tackle with the right guard, Burton Lawless, pulling to the right. It was supposed to be off tackle off the block of the tight end, but there was running room inside. He took advantage of it, ran inside, and got the necessary yardage for the 1st down.
The 2 tight ends stay in there, Dupree and Saldi for the Cowboys, and that presents problems for the safety men of the Colts.
Yes, it does. And here again, with double tight, you expect him to run. He might throw some kind of a play-action pass in his 1st down. Here it is.
The play-action pass. Staubach back to throw, and he throws over the middle, and it is off the fingertips of Pearson. Drew Pearson couldn't handle it. Bruce Laird was trying to stay with him, but Pearson had position. Went up high. The ball went off his hands, incomplete.
And he got some pressure on the inside from Joe Ehrman, but it was a good ploy that time. They tried to create the impression they were going to try to stick the ball in from that double tight end formation, but threw a play-action pass on 1st down. It would have been a good completion. He just didn't catch it.
And the pass was just a bit overthrown. Thrown high. It's 2nd down and 10 from the Baltimore 32. Tony Hill is back in there as Saldi is out. Drew Pearson comes left with Hill to the right. Second down and 10. Dupree, the tight end. Staubach straight back. And a screen pass caught by Newhouse, tackled for a loss on the play. Darrell Luce, the linebacker, stayed right with him and did not miss. He got the help he needed from Joe Ehrman.
Boy, did he respond greatly on that play. It was a quick screen, and Luce, number 58, read it all the way, came up on the run, made a perfect tackle, and no gain on the play.
Now into the ball game comes Lloyd Mumpert, the 10-year veteran. He is the extra defensive back for Baltimore on 3rd down and 12 from the Baltimore 35. Ed Simonini is out. Shift into the shotgun. Staubach stands at his 40-yard line and waits for the snap. Gets it, drops back to throw. Again pressure. He is hit, gets away, he throws, and it is intercepted. The ball's at the 15 and dead there as Norm Thompson gets his second of the night. The pressure was avoided by Staubach, then he stepped up into the pocket through it. And the pass was intercepted by Thompson as Mumford was blitzing out of the defensive secondary.
Yes, he was. Number 42 was blitzing on the play. I don't think they anticipated it. They didn't pick it up. And as a result, he made him throw the ball before he was ready, and, of course, it was an interception.
12 minutes left in the half with the score, Dallas nothing, Baltimore nothing. Let's take timeout.
Roots, the most significant event in television history, returns to ABC. Share with your whole family the story of Kunta Kinte, Kizzy, Chicken George, and his son Tom. Experience again the love, hope, courage, and humanity that kept the dream alive through 4 generations, from Africa through the trials of slavery to the final victory, freedom. Relive the triumph of an American family, Roots, starting tomorrow for 5 nights on ABC.
We have 12:01 remaining in the half, and we just witnessed the 3rd Dallas turnover of the evening, 2 interceptions and a fumble. I'm corrected. Earlier I was talking about a miss by Tony Linhart on a field goal attempt. It was 37 yards, not 27. Then the field goal missed by Septien was of 19 yards. And now the Colts get it at their own 15. First down.
Another interesting stat, Baltimore is without a first down so far in the contest.
Mike Kirkland at the quarterback spot. He has Marshall Johnson in the backfield with him, along with Don McCauley. Len Dowdy goes in motion. Here's a pitch to McCauley. Couldn't get the block and gained only a yard. Well, there was nothing there for him. Couldn't clear out of the line. Whoever had to pull and get out in front of him just wasn't there.
No, it looked like they put up a fence as they tried to get outside. And interesting enough, there was a first time in this game that Baltimore has tried to run anything other than something inside between the tackles. They try to get outside, but they didn't succeed in getting any kind of a sizable gain.
I'll remind you that the Colts are playing without Burt Jones. Bill Troop is available, but Mike Kirkland is the quarterback and has been all evening. Len Dowdy flanks to the right, and Roger Carr splits left. And on 2nd down and 9, the Cowboys show the blitz, play it straight. Roosevelt Leaks gets only a yard or 2 over the left side. Jethro Pugh got to him. They're playing a little stunting game as Pugh came from the left side to the right, and he wrapped up Roosevelt Leaks.
The other interesting thing, they were in the flex that time, and the defensive end, Harvey Martin, number 79, was off the line of scrimmage. And this is where they like to run. They like to get a good push with their left tackle, Wade Griffin, on Harvey Martin, but they didn't do it that time, and of course didn't make any kind of yardage.
Ball's at the 18-yard line of the Colts, and Randy Hughes and Mark Washington are both in there as extra defensive backs. Kirkland on 3rd down and 7 is back to throw. Looks to the right, a screen pass, and it's going to go for a first down. McCauley caught it, a flag is down, so is McCauley across the 30-yard line. Charlie Waters made the tackle. And evidently there was some kind of an infraction back in the backfield, and it's going to be against Baltimore. That's going to nullify their first down of the night.
Yes, that was a quick screen to the right side, and Tom Henderson evidently was penalized, was blocked improperly on the play, and he brought it to the attention of the official. However, he saw it anyhow, and there's a penalty on the play.
And we'll pick up the call from the referee, Jim Tunney, after he sets the ball and marks off the yardage against Baltimore, which will put the ball back at the 9-yard line of the Colts.
Illegal use of the hands, offense number 75 during the run. Half the distance of the goal line, 3rd down still.
George Coons of the Baltimore Colts was caught holding back there as he was pass blocking on the screen, which went but then was nullified. And so it is 3rd down and 15 from the Baltimore 10. Hughes and Washington stay in there as extra defensive backs. Marshall Johnson's in the backfield for Baltimore. He and Don McCauley. The give to McCauley over the left side. Gets across the 15 to the 20. Not enough for a first down. Tackled at the 21 by Cliff Harris, and the Colts will have to kick it away. Another punt coming up by David Lee. 10:21 remaining in the first half. And Butch Johnson will be back to try to handle this punt. He stands on his 40. Mr. Lee's been busy this evening.
Yes, he has. They're doing a lot of work on their specialty teams tonight, especially their punting game, but they're still in this game.
Randy Hughes almost got to the punt. It's kicked away to Butch Johnson. He's corralled at the 45, but slides forward near midfield before he was tackled by Tim Baylor, a defensive back who got down there to put the final stop on the play. Randy Hughes came within an inch of blocking the David Lee punt. 9:57 left in the half. A timeout on the field with the score. Dallas nothing, Baltimore nothing.
You call the plays in the great ice cream game at Stewart's. For 30 years now, the fans have cheered for Stewart's world-famous Make Your Own Sundae. Choose your own ice cream team from Stewart's line of up to 40 wonderful flavors and selection of toppings and nuts. Make your own sundae. You call the plays. You're a guaranteed winner at all Stewart shops.
College games, pro games. When it comes to football, sportscaster Ray Scott knows his business, and so does his handy-dandy computer. Ray, with the help of his computer, figures out the upcoming games ahead of time and gives weekly predictions on not only who will win, but what the scores will be. Pitch yourself against Ray and his computer. It's fun. Computer Kickoff, every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's on the air 8 times each Thursday through Saturday on WROW. So keep listening. See if you can outguess the computer.
Has a leg. He really has, except that he hasn't disciplined himself well enough yet to be able to keep his head down and kick the big kicks.
Ball's in midfield for the Dallas Cowboys. 1st and 10. They shift out of the I into the pro set, back into the I. The Colts shift on defense, motioned by Drew Pearson. And Staubach back to throw on 1st down to the sideline, and it is caught. Caught by Tony Hill. He avoids it back here at the 35, 30, to the 20, to the 15, inside. He's tackled short of the goal line. Miles Blackwood caught up with Tony Hill. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cowboys on a stunning 1st down play and fine running by Tony Hill.
Oh, that was a great play by Tony Hill, and the thing that happened really was the fact that Doug Nettles, the right corner, played him so soft. He's concerned about his deep speed that they threw in front of him, and then he wasn't in a good position to make the tackle. He ran back to the inside of the field, and now the ball's on a 1-yard line. But it was a great run, a great reception by Tony Hill, number 80.
Doug Dennison is in the backfield as they run with a full house backfield. 2 tight ends. And 1st and goal for the Cowboys. And the give is to Dennison. He's got a touchdown. The first score of the night. 1 yard out for Doug Dennison. So the youngster, comparatively, was favored with a call, and he held on to it and got in from 1 yard away. And so it's the Cowboys. 1st on the board, 6-0 with 8:57 remaining in the half. Charlie Waters will hold it, and Raphael Septien will try for the extra point. Ball will have to travel 20 yards to make it 7-0. Waters gets it down. This kick is good. It's 7-0 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys.
Lightning struck that time, 50 yards in 2 plays. It took 1 minute.
And with the score, Dallas 7, Baltimore nothing. Let's take time out.
Buick has some good news for procrastinators. Even though you've waited, you can still enjoy the comfort and luxury of a full-size Buick. Even better, your Buick dealer just might give you an irresistible deal on a 78 LeSabre right now. But do hurry, because a lot of other procrastinators have been waiting for this kind of news too. Buick LeSabre, yes you can, at your Buick dealers.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
here we go. After that 7-point lead for the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to be kicking off here with Rafael Septien. And as I mentioned, he's got a very strong leg. He's capable of kicking the ball deep into the end zone. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Incidentally, he likes to kick on synthetic turf much better than he does on natural turf. He had a problem with that last year with the Los Angeles Rams, and I think that's why they kind of gave up on him. But I think that he feels much better and more comfortable on synthetic turf, which most kickers do.
Septien will do the kicking. Joe Washington makes an appearance for the Baltimore Colts. He's back with Marshall Johnson and Don McCauley. 3 deep men in the vicinity of the 5-yard line, with the Cowboys on top, 7-0. Septien, who wears number 1, trying to fill the shoes of Herrera for the Cowboys.
You know, he's made 20 commercials, I think, in Mexico and made a movie.
Oh, he's a popular man. His side fashion kick goes down to the 1-yard line. It's taken 1 yard deep by Marshall Johnson. He's out to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Midfield, inside the 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. And Septien, who kicked the ball, made the tackle.
Another illustration, you see, he made a great run, really a great run, but he had the ball in his right arm again, you see, and had he had it in the left arm away from pressure, he could have used it to ward off Septien and might have gone all the way, but it's a great illustration of how important it is for the young backs and young people to carry the ball away from pressure along the sideline.
Marshall Johnson really did a job showing his speed. He's a third-year man from Houston, 6'1" and 195 pounds. He flew down to the Dallas 44-yard line, and the Colts have a chance to move the ball. Glenn Doughty is wide, along with Roger Carr. McCauley and Leaks are in the backfield. Back to throw is Kirkland. His pass is incomplete. Intended for Doughty on a slant-in pattern, and he was covered by Benny Barnes on the corner. CBS Radio Sports brings you the excitement of the American League playoffs beginning Tuesday, October 3rd at 8:15 Eastern Time, and the National League playoffs beginning Wednesday, October 4th at 8:15 Eastern Time. So be sure to be listening here on most of these CBS stations.
Dallas guessed right on that last play. They doubled the outside receiver, D.D. Lewis. Lewis went over to double cover Roger Carr on the split inside. They rotated to the strong side, and I'm surprised they threw the ball into coverage.
Doughty and Carr are the wide receivers once again. Mike Kirkland on second down has Doughty in motion. He tosses it to McCauley. McCauley gets a block, moves down to the 40, moves down to the 37-yard line, and it'll be third down and about 4 coming up. Bob Bruning made that tackle. Let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
WROW Albany.
3rd and 4 for Baltimore. They've moved to the 37-yard line of the Cowboys, and they have Marshall Johnson in there as a setback.
Glenn Doughty, number 35, made a fine block above the waist on Tom Henderson, and that's why that play was successful.
And McCauley took it to the 37-yard line. Kirkland now has to move 4 yards, trying to get the first down of the night for the Colts. As McCauley is the lone setback, he's back to throw. Kirkland is, passes over the head of the would-be receiver Marshall Johnson. So it's 4th down for Baltimore, and Kirkland has not been on target.
You know, the only thing they've done so far, really, from a passing standpoint, is try to throw the ball inside on slants. They haven't really tried to throw the ball outside at all. The defensive backs of the Dallas Cowboys are playing somewhat loose, and we can look for, as we go along in the game, maybe the possibility of throwing outside instead of just throwing inside, which is all they've done so far from a double-wing formation.
And Mike Kirkland, the quarterback of the Colts, is 1 for 4 for 1 yard. Here's the punt by David Lee, angling for the sideline. He's got a pretty good chance of getting it. It's out of bounds at the 2-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. David Lee from Shreveport, Louisiana, puts the Cowboys back to their own goal.
You know, Jack Buck, it's interesting to note here that he's a right-footed kicker, and he's kicking the ball to his left, which is very important to do, because if you kick the ball to your left when you're a right-footed kicker and you squib the ball and slide it off the right side of your foot, it's going to go right down the middle, and you still got a chance to make a big play.
If you try to kick it to the right and you shank it, it's out of bounds after going about 10 yards.
Exactly right. So it's very intelligent for him to try to kick the ball to his left, and he did a great job in that situation.
They marked the ball right outside the Dallas 1-yard line. We'll call it the 1. 7:40 left in the half, and the Cowboys have turned the ball over 3 times tonight. Canilla Ford, any poor ball handling down here. Newhouse and Dorsett are in the backfield with Dorsett on a wing. They shift into a pro set. And Staubach is at quarterback. And on first down, he's back to throw. He throws it out to Dorsett. He's at the 5. He is tackled at the 10-yard line.
A play-action pass. Very well conceived play. Faking inside and then throwing into the left flat. A very high percentage play. The ball being thrown to Tony Dorsett.
And the tackle was made by Doug Nettles. And that takes the Cowboys out to the point where they have some operating room from their 10-yard line. It is 2nd down and 1. Pearson goes to the right. Tony Hill to the left.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him throw again on this 2nd and 1 situation from this part of the field.
Baltimore with that good rush of theirs. Here's a handoff and a loss on the play. And good defensive play by Mike Barnes once again. And he has distinguished himself tonight as he got in and wrapped up Dorsett as soon as he got the ball.
That defensive line of the Baltimore Colts is very impressive. John Dutton, Joe Orman, Mike Barnes, and Fred Cook. They're big and they're strong, and they really make you earn every inch that you get. Incidentally, Roger Staubach is 7 of 13 for 102 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Stan White is out of the lineup at that right linebacker spot, and Sanders Shiver is in there replacing him for Baltimore. We'll learn more about the injury. Here is 3rd down and 4. And Staubach throws, and this one is caught at the 15. It is a first down. Dorsett breaks the tackle, breaks loose down the sideline, cuts it back at the 45. He's going to score a touchdown. He's to the 40. He's got a big escort. He gets outside to the sideline. He cruises into the end zone. And Dallas has their 2nd score of the night. Dorsett this time.
Boy, you talk about an incredible play. Staubach back to throw. See what happens. The ball is deflected by Simonini, number 56. Very alert. There's a great illustration of the tipping drill. The ball was tipped, but he maintained concentration, followed it all the way. Even though it was tipped by Simonini, he was able to take possession and go all the way for the touchdown. And, of course, he's a great athlete. But with that kind of speed, he can gin anytime he gets his hands on a football.
The linebacker we had just mentioned, Sanders Shiver, missed the tackle at about the 30-yard line, and after that it was goodbye. Septien tries to make it 14-0. The ball is spotted by Waters. It is good, and it's 14-0. 6:05 remaining in the half. A pause in the action with the score, Dallas 14. Baltimore nothing, and let's take time out.
The day is done.
Coming home.
It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind.
Welcome home.
So just say bud.
Say bud.
And pour the king of beers and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of bud is like an easy chair when you say Budweiser. Hey, Budweiser. It's absolutely the best way to call it a day, and that's any day. You know what I mean? When you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Tony Dorsett, the great performer from the University of Pittsburgh, illustrated his fantastic speed and overall athletic ability. That was a remarkable play, and he stretched a short gain, really, into a 91-yard touchdown reception. It was the second longest play in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it seems strange not to see Howard Stevens back there for Baltimore, but instead it's Joe Washington, Marshall Johnson, and Don McCauley waiting for the kickoff as the Colts trail by the score of 14-0, 6:05 left in the half. Septien thumps it, and this ball will be taken by McCauley on the 5. He's to the 10, going down the left side, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25-yard line, and down short of the 30. So Mike Kirkland and company will have a long way to go. The Dallas tackle was made by Jay Saldi along with Guy Brown, tight end and linebacker, respectively.
Interesting on kickoff returns, you normally, every team has 3 returns, a right, a middle, and a left return, and sometimes you might call for a right return, but if the ball is kicked to the left, you'd automatically bring it back on the left side. I thought that time the play was designed initially to go up the middle, but the ball was kicked to the left, and he ran it to the left very wisely.
The ball is at the 29-yard line. Glenn Dowdy is to the right. Roger Carr to the left. First down for the Colts. Kirkland at quarterback gives to McCauley over the left side, and he got only a couple. His forward progress might have given him 3 yards, but the Colts are very conservative at this point. Hank Stram?
Yeah, they have to do something. They have to try to make something happen, being behind in the ball game by 14 points. Interesting stat, which confirms what you just said, Jack. Dallas has 250 yards of total offense. Baltimore, 34.
And they're still looking for their first down. It's 2nd down and 7 from the Colts' 32-yard line. Colts, who have won the last 3 AFC Eastern Division titles, starting off with quite a handicap, the absence of Burt Jones. Dowdy and Carr are both to the left, and Kirkland is back to throw. He throws a screen, and it is incomplete. A perfectly timed tackle, evidently, by the linebacker Thomas Henderson, although I thought he got there a little too quickly, Hank.
No, I thought he made it a great play, Jack. He really did. He anticipated it and read it real well. It was close, but I thought he made a great play on that ball.
Oh, the screen pass attempt is to no avail, and it's 3rd down and 7 for the Colts. Thomas Henderson overcame a bout with hepatitis during the summertime. Back in the lineup. Jethro Pugh is out. Dave Stalls is in there. Randy Hughes and Mark Washington, extra defensive backs for the Cowboys. Glenn Dowdy goes right. Roger Carr splits left. The tight end is Mac Alston. From the snap, Kirkland rolls left to avoid the pressure, runs with the ball, gets the first down to the 40, to the 45, and scoots out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Baltimore. Their first down of the night.
Kirkland, I didn't know whether he could run very well, and talking to Burt Jones before the game, he indicated that he was a great athlete, and he ran extremely well. There was an illustration of how well he did run. Actually, the backs went one way. He was rolling out to his left with the anticipation of throwing the ball, it looked like, but everybody dropped off. They were concerned with coverage, and he ran the ball for the first down.
The thing about putting those extra defensive backs in there, they all want that football, Hank, and they don't like to force the run. They want to sit back, lay back, and hope that somebody throws the ball into their arm.
Yes, exactly right.
The ball is at the Baltimore 46. Carr left, Dowdy right, first down. Kirkland with Leaks and McCauley in the backfield. And a whistle. Perhaps too much time. Delay of game again. That's what it is. That'll make it 1st and 15. And that's another problem with the inexperienced quarterback.
Well, I think, they're trying to read the defense. And I think anytime they see a defensive tackle or defensive end playing loose off the ball, that time Harvey Martin was playing soft. And evidently he tried to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Took too much time. And as a result, there was a penalty.
The ball's back to the 41-yard line of the Colts. 1st and 15. Jim Tunney is the referee here tonight. And they haven't had any extreme problems in running this game.
I'm surprised that they haven't tried to throw the ball on first down more than they have. They've been very, very conservative, and they haven't done that at all.
Well, they have a chance now on 1st and 15. And Kirkland drops straight back. And he is smothered. Maybe that's why they haven't tried to throw the ball more. He was really run over by D.D. Lewis and Thomas Henderson. Both linebackers got through there.
It was a blitz, and they just didn't pick him up. It's very obvious. But it's tough to throw against Dallas when they expect you to throw. You have to throw against them when they think possibly you're going to run or pass or screen. But when they know that you're going to throw the ball and anticipate it from a yardage standpoint down a distance, they're going to flap those ears back and come after you, and boy, they make it tough.
When they have Barnes and Kyle and Harris and Waters in there, they can afford to blitz a little bit more than some other clubs. And now the Cowboys put Randy Hughes and Mark Washington in as extra defensive backs, and Dave Stalls will try to apply pressure up front. It is 2nd down and 24. And here is the running play. And it moves across the 35-yard line, and Roosevelt Leaks was really upended at that point.
Well, he really got
hit hard by Harvey Martin and Cliff Harris.
Didn't he get a shot there by Harvey Martin, number 79? Boy, he really crushed him.
Now it is 3rd down and 18 from the Baltimore 38. And Kirkland's going to have to pull something out of the hat here with 4:05 remaining in the half. Dallas leading Baltimore 14-0. Thomas Henderson is a flanker. Carr and Dowdy are both wide. Better protection for Kirkland now, and he's tackled again for another loss on the plays. He couldn't clear the pocket and spot a receiver. Dave Stalls, who was just into the game, got two of them along with Larry Cole.
And the defensive backs really did a good job of covering the receivers. There wasn't anybody open. He just didn't have a chance to throw the ball because everybody was covered, plus the fact that he got the leakage inside.
Well, it's punting time again for David Lee, who's been the busiest person here tonight. And Butch Johnson stands back at his 25-yard line, waiting for this punt. Pressure by the Cowboys. Lee gets it away. It's a dandy kick with good hang time. Drives Johnson back to the 19. He's to the 20, back to the 25, 26, and that's all. Baltimore with good coverage and a fine punt. Mike Ozdowski, who is a second-year man now from Virginia, was downfield to make the tackle.
Good hang time that time, Jack. 4.3. He put it up there pretty good.
And a 57-yard punt for David Lee. And a 6-yard return for Butch Johnson out to the Dallas 25. The Cowboys going from our right to our left here in the second quarter. 3:25 left in the half. Dallas leading 14-0. Dwight Harrison is in the defensive backfield now for Baltimore. And Staubach on first down gives it to Dorsett. He breaks it over the 30, 35, 40, down the sideline, midfield, down to the 40, 35, and out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 28, and Dwight Harrison finally stopped him. Dorsett blew it open again.
Boy, he is something. They use that from the I formation again. That play was supposed to be one of the high diddle-diddles right up the middle, but he saw the opening on the right side, and that's the great thing about the I formation. You see, you can start and you can go any way, and especially with Dorsett's speed, he broke it to the outside, and boy, he's lightning.
He went 25, 35, 47 yards on that run. Dorsett comes out for a breather, and Doug Dennison replaces him. First down at the 28-yard line of Baltimore.
He looks like he was put together by Lockheed, doesn't he?
Boy, he can move. Here's the first down for the Cowboys. And Staubach is back to throw. He is rushed. He throws a screen. It is caught by Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, and he gained 3, and he was crunched down by Joe Ehrman.
You know, that time they flooded the backs of the weak side. They had 3 people out in the pattern to the weak side to bring the middle linebacker to that side, and threw a screen to their tight end, Billy Joe Dupree. Didn't make much yardage on the play. They responded well to that screen.
John Dutton put some pressure on Roger Staubach on the play. 2:50 remaining in the half, and it's evident that the Cowboys, Staubach, wants another score from the play calling that we are witnessing. The ball's to the 25 of Baltimore, second down and 7. Staubach is back to throw after faking the handoff to Dennison. Moves up into the pocket, and he throws it to Tony Hill, and it is complete with a diving catch inside the 20. Very close to a first down, short by about a foot. And it'll be third down and about a yard with Lyle Blackwood making the defensive play.
Play action pass. They simulated the sweep action, faking the ball to Dennison. Looked like he might run to the left. They threw the ball back to Tony Hill. And a great catch. Short of the first down, however.
For part of the campaign last year, there was no doubt that Staubach was struggling with a tender throwing arm, but he is throwing like a fastball pitcher now.
Oh, and you know, the other thing, they've got so many plays and so much variety in their arsenal of offensive weapons that when they get this with so many things, and they really keep you off balance and keep you guessing, and boy, they're tough to stop in this kind of a situation, especially when they got you down 14-0.
Now we're down to the 2-minute warning, and the officials have called another timeout, so let's take a moment for this message.
They call the comet Lucifer's hammer. At first, the chances that it would hit Earth head-on were 1 in a million, then 1 in 1,000, then 1 in 100, and then it was the end of civilization as we know it, and a terrifying beginning for the men and women who survived. Lucifer's Hammer, a novel by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle, now in paperback from Fawcett. Lucifer's Hammer. It's hitting your bookstore now.
Well, with all that's happened, I'm pretty sure that the Colts would be happy to get into the locker room at halftime trailing only 14-0, but that's not the way Dallas wants it.
No, they're going to try, and this is important. I think any time that you're a championship team, a Super Bowl champion, I think you have to have the ability to really have a killer instinct, and they have to, when they hit people in trouble, they have to get points on the scoreboard, and this is exactly what they're going to do. And unless something very dramatic happens as we go along in this football game, it could really turn out to be a real rout.
The great events of professional football, displays featuring the pioneers of the game to the latest of 93 men enshrined in the Hall of Fame heroes, plus an exhibit featuring each of the NFL's 28 teams, are on view every day at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Visitors can see and hear the story of pro football, presented movies, sound recordings, and mementos from every period of the game. Plan a visit soon to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Preceding a message from the National Football League. Third and less than a yard for the Cowboys. Inside the 20 of Baltimore. Staubach to Newhouse and a first down to the 15. Down to the 10 and inside the 10. First and goal, Cowboys. Doug Nettles and Lyle Blackwood tried all they could, but it was tough to bring Robert Newhouse to the turf. First and goal from the 9.
They ran a play against the trend of that formation. Normally, when they're in that formation, they like to run to their left. That time, they were in a formation that indicated they might run to the left, but they gave it to Robert Newhouse in a straight-ahead shot over the right side. Andy Frederick did a great job along with Tom Rafferty, and he picked up a nice game.
Tony Hill and Drew Pearson are in as wide receivers with Newhouse and Dorsett in the I formation. Dorsett again over the middle. And he gets to the 7, broke one tackle, but was dropped soon thereafter. He picked up a couple. Bruce Laird finally got him, along with Fred Cook. It'll be second down and goal from the Baltimore 7, with 1:10 remaining in the half. And time called by the Cowboys. Staubach to the sideline to try to determine how he's going to try to negotiate the final 8 yards for the score.
You know, one thing about the I formation against a team that runs a 4-3 defense like the Baltimore Colts are running, Simonini is a very active middle linebacker. He doesn't have great size, but he's very active and reads and reacts extremely well. And as a result, they're making sure they block him. They get him going one way and cut behind him. And of course, Tony Dorsett has such fantastic reactions and quickness. And he reads that block and goes to the opposite side away from him, and he's made some big plays.
Dorsett has piled up some yardage. The halftime statistic will be very interesting. A lot of people continue to pick on Simonini. He continues to hold his own in there, though. He's a tough customer, Hank Stram.
Oh, he is. There's no question about that. But I think the point that I'm trying to make here, Jack, is the fact that that's why so many teams in the National Football League are using the 3-4 defense or the Oklahoma defense, because they get the extra linebacker, and they're more apt to be able to pick up that flow because of the extra linebacker on the inside.
The Cowboys have been very big in winning their opening games, and last year they started off with a string of 11 victories in a row. Well, Baltimore did the same. They won 7 in a row, got off to a flying start. It's second and goal from, well, they have it marked at the 7-yard line for the Cowboys. They're in a very tight formation with Newhouse and Staubach. And Dorsett. Staubach's back to throw into the end zone. Touchdown! That was easy. Billy Joe Dupree caught that rifle shot for 7 yards and a touchdown to make it 20-0.
And they had Simonini trying to cover him on that play, Jack. I don't know what happened, what the coverage was, but the guy he licked was Simonini. It looked like he was a little concerned as to whether that was supposed to be his coverage. But anyway, it was a mismatch, a touchdown. And now they're lining up to kick the extra point. If Septien makes it, it'll be a 21-0 game going in before the half.
We have 1:06 remaining in the half. Simonini was trying to cover him, and Billy Joe Dupree got field position on him, and Staubach didn't miss him. The extra point attempt is good. That makes it 21-0 with 1:06 remaining in the half. Well, we had a scoreless first quarter, but it's blown wide open now, and who knows what the second half is going to be like.
Yeah, if they keep up like this, and Baltimore has to be a little discouraged because they played well enough defensively, and I'm sure that they're disappointed that they had opportunities early in the game to get some points on the board, but it looks like it's going to be a long, long evening for the Baltimore Colts. Incidentally, Jack Buck, you'll be interested to know that the Dallas Cowboys last year averaged 24.6 points per game, and the Baltimore Colts averaged 21.1. So these teams, when both teams are healthy, are very much alike from an offensive viewpoint.
That last drive went for 74 yards, 6 plays, with Dorsett carrying for 47 of them in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Marshall Johnson, Joe Washington, and Don McCauley are back, waiting for this kickoff from Septien of the Cowboys. And the Cowboys burned earlier on a kickoff return, will be bearing down on this one. There's the kick high in the air, and it's taken by Johnson on the 8-yard line. He's to the 15, to the 20, trying to go down the left sideline, hurdles the man, gets out to the 30, and he is finally driven back after his forward progress was to the Baltimore 29, and Larry Bethea was the tackler. We have a special sports weekend for you, September 30th and October 1st. It's Win Elliott's Wonderful World of Baseball. 17 special broadcasts the weekend prior to the American and National League playoffs. Saturday and Sunday, September 30th and October 1st. Listen here for the Wonderful World of Baseball on most of these CBS stations.
Interesting, the ball carrier that time hurdled. This is a new rule this year that you can do that and not be penalized.
Mike Kirkland at the quarterback spot, trying to make good use of the final minute of this first half, is back to throw. Screens it out here, incomplete to Marshall Johnson. Ball is overthrown to Marshall Johnson, and Kirkland is not having a good night at all putting the ball in the air. And what it does more than anything, at least to me, Hank Stram, is make you appreciate the ability of a Burt Jones and of a Roger Staubach and the others who can get the ball to the receivers.
Not only the athletic ability and the artistic skill, but in conjunction with that, the great leader qualities that he has. You know, the other thing that's interesting tonight is the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are really doing a good job of guessing on first down. They're moving linebackers to help double cover on the outside, and that, too, is disrupting the quarterback and his opportunity to get the ball to the receiver, because you're a little concerned that time with D.D. Lewis out in the flat, number 50.
On second down and 10, here's a pass caught beautifully by Marshall Johnson for a first down in midfield. Marshall Johnson hauled one in with 47 seconds left in the half. A finely thrown pass by Kirkland. Timeout called by Baltimore, stopping the clock with 44 seconds remaining before the intermission, and Kirkland to the sideline to talk it over with Ted Marchibroda.
He threw that nicely. You know, anytime that you throw inside, it's very important, number one, that you have good range and good size. And Kirkland is 6'1". He's not overly tall, but he's 6'1" and weighs about 205 pounds. But he whistled that ball in good shape right into the seam, drew it inside. It was a big play and a nice reception and a first down.
And that despite the extra defensive backs, Hughes and Washington, who were both in there. Each club has 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half, and the Colts now have a first down at midfield. But the score is the Cowboys 21 and Baltimore nothing. Tony Dorsett got in for a touchdown after Doug Dennison scored the first one, and Billy Joe Dupree had the honor of scoring the third Dallas touchdown of the season. The Baltimore Colts will be back at home next Sunday, and they take on Miami. And even then, Hank, it doesn't appear that Burt Jones is going to be ready.
No, I don't think so. I think it's probably reasonable to assume that he will miss anywhere from 3 to 4 games, and he'll be lucky to get back in time, maybe for the 5th one. I don't know.
That's Randy White, who then brings him down with one hand, but a gain of 4 yards on the play. Still in bounds, the clock running, 30 seconds remaining in the half. Timeout now. Baltimore, 29 seconds remaining in the half, and the Colts have 1 timeout left. They're good up front, Hank, when you see the Cowboys able to put people like Larry Cole and their number 1 draft pick, Larry Bethea, in there along with Dave Stalls. They're not only good, but they have depth.
Larry Bethea, incidentally, was the most valuable player of the Big Ten last year, the first defensive player to win that honor since Dick Butkus did it in 1960, which is an indication of the kind of a player he is.
And the Cowboys can't afford the luxury of moving those rookies along very slowly. Bethea, for example, is working behind Harvey Martin. And Martin doesn't figure to give up that job right away.
No, that's going to be a tough task. You know, incidentally, on that last play, Marshall Johnson really was wide open. Kirkland had never even looked over in that direction, but he had a big margin of a cushion, and he could have taken advantage of it that last time, but he didn't see him at all. And let's see this time if he comes back and maybe tries to get the ball to him.
He ran for 3 down to the 46-yard line of the Cowboys. And it is second down and 7 as a result. Dowdy goes to the left. Carr is to the right. And Marshall Johnson is also a wide receiver. Here the pressure is on, and running out of the pocket is Kirkland, but tackled for a loss back at midfield by Randy White, who got him for the second time in a row. And Thomas Henderson is slow getting up, the linebacker for the Cowboys. But he appears to be all right. It's going to be third down and 10 with 24 seconds remaining here in the half. The clock is stopped because of the sack of the quarterback. Now it's running now with 20 seconds left in the half.
Roger Carr was open that last time, but he couldn't get the ball to him. He had a good inside move on Aaron Kyle, number 25, but he just couldn't get the ball up in the air.
Dowdy and Carr are very capable of getting out into the open. Here is Kirkland in trouble and wrestled down by Harvey Martin, and the people love it here. Another loss on the play. Back to the 40-yard line, and he appears to be hurt. Kirkland is slow, pulling himself together. 2 seconds remaining in the half. Kirkland is up now. He's a tough kid. He took a wallop from Harvey Martin. 2 seconds remaining in the half. And after the quarterback sack, they stop the clock. They'll probably start it. The half will run out, in all probability, without an additional play. Kirkland went to the sideline, came back in. The Colts have 1 timeout left. I don't think they're anxious to try anything. They're trailing 21-0. The clock will run out right here. And there's the gun ending the first half. Well, the Cowboy fans have to be happy. After a scoreless first quarter.
Here we go with the stats of the first half. Dallas, of course, winning 21-0 at halftime. Once again, the score at halftime from Dallas, Texas. Dallas Cowboys 21, Baltimore Colts nothing. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this second half. This young Baltimore Colts team, I'm sure, is very depressed about the fact that they're down 21-0. The defensive unit especially, they have not played that badly. But, it's very disappointing and very discouraging when you're a good defensive team and you know that you're playing consistently well, but you know that the offense, because of the problems that exist with the Baltimore Colts, will not have much of an opportunity to move the ball and score points. That doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be able to do that in the second half. Anything can happen. There's a possibility that there would be some big plays in the second half. The young quarterback, Mike Kirkland, hasn't had much of an opportunity to do much because of the severe rush from the Dallas Cowboys. And one of the things that's most difficult to do when you play against Dallas, and especially when they know you're going to pump the ball up and throw it, boy, it's hard to get pass protection. They put so much pressure on you and make it tough. It'll be interesting to see how they try to attack this situation and solve the problem, but I think they're going to have to do some running early in the game, in the second half, and then do more throwing, especially on first down.
We are at the Texas Stadium here in Irving, Texas, and the score is 21-0. And we're anxious to see what happens with the final 30 minutes of football here between the Baltimore Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. Neither team has come back yet after the intermission. Let's check the baseball activity of today to mix a little baseball and football and have a look lightly at the scores and at the standings as well. As Pittsburgh took a doubleheader from the Mets, 7-4 and 7-0. They picked up a full game on Philadelphia. Philadelphia split a doubleheader with the Cardinals. The Phils lost 3-2, and then they won 10-2, and so the Pirates are now only 1 game out of first place in the National League East, and the Cubs were dumped twice today, 5-3 and 6-5, and so they're now 4.5 behind. And in the Western Division, the night action causes us to see the standings still. The Dodgers 1 ahead of the Giants, and Cincinnati 6.5 behind Los Angeles. In the American League, the Yankees split a doubleheader, winning 9-1 over Detroit, and then losing by the score of 5-4. But that's a pickup of a half game for the Yankees, as Baltimore knocked off Boston by the score of 5-3, and the Yankees are only 5 games out. Milwaukee split a doubleheader, and so they pick up a half a game, and the Brewers are 7 games off the pace. And we do not have scores of other games that would change the standings in the West, where Kansas City was a game ahead of California. Well, Hank Stram, you've been in a spot that Ted Marchibroda has been in frequently, fortunately not too many times. What in the world do you think they're going to do to try to change it around?
Well, the one thing, they can't panic, and they can't lose sight of the fact that they still have a chance, even though it looks like it's going to be extremely tough. They just can't give up in the second half. They have to go out in the second half, do everything they possibly can. That's what the team has to realize. They have to come up somehow, some way with some big plays. They have to recapture the poise and confidence that they might have had going into the ball game about what they could do. But it's going to be difficult. One thing is going to be very tough to do, which I mentioned. Been big winners. As I mentioned earlier, they the last 3 years they've been 10-4, 11-3, 10-4. They haven't done that by accident. They're not going to panic. They're going to do what they think they can do best, and they're going to have to run the ball some early and try to get in a situation where they can do a better job of throwing play-action passes, sometimes in early downs.
2nd down and 9 for the Colts from their own 27. Kirkland is back to throw. Out of the pocket he throws, and Roosevelt Leaks has it batted away by the linebacker, Thomas Henderson. Henderson used his superior size to get over the top.
Boy, he's a great athlete. He responds so well. Terrific agility, and he made a great play on that pass pattern.
Leaks had him beaten, and Kirkland threw quite a pass. Randy Hughes and Mark Washington check in defensively for the Cowboys, and Larry Cole goes in to try to apply the rush as the Cowboys show a 4-man front and take out one of the linebackers, 2 of the linebackers. 3rd down and 9 for Kirkland. Kirkland rolls left, stays out of trouble, throws it over the middle. It is caught, and it's a first down for the Baltimore Colts as Ron Lee hauled it in, coming out of the backfield and moved across his 40-yard line to the 41.
It was a semi-roll, and he threw the ball right on the numbers to Lee, who made the catch and made the first down, a big 3rd down play.
That's the way you had Lenny Dawson rolling out of the pocket and throwing.
Well, it's so important. I think if you throw from the same spot consistently, there's no way in the world that you're going to be able to get the ball off, especially against a team like the Dallas Cowboys. If you move the pocket, well, you've got a chance.
Now to your right, Carr is to the left, and here is a give to Roosevelt Leaks. He cut it back up the inside after starting to his right and gained 2 or 3. And he was stopped at the 44-yard line of the Colts. A 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. 21-0, the Cowboys are leading. We're early on in the 3rd quarter here at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. And next Monday night, we'll be in Minneapolis, where the Denver Broncos will be playing. It's a 2nd down play for Mike Kirkland. And here, flags all over the place on a busted play. Down goes Kirkland as everybody pulled in the center, evidently missed the snap count.
Yes.
It doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't, but nothing makes a team look worse than having that kind of a play happen. I think possibly it might have been a change at the line of scrimmage. The Dallas team is guessing with their linebackers and trying to take away patterns on passing situations, and as a result, I think sometimes it's confused Kirkland, and that I think possibly that might have happened on that last play.
There's an offside, and it is declined as Kirkland went down at his 39-yard line. That is now the new line of scrimmage, and it is 3rd down and 11. The Cowboys put in Washington and Hughes to help with the pass defense. Dave Stahls up front to apply the pressure, and it looks like they're going to blitz. At least they show it. And they're coming. And Kirkland fires it out here to Ron Lee. No screen is there, and he is really racked up at his 38-yard line. And there will be a loss on the play at that time.
Yeah, Cliff Harris came up and read it well. Was in on the tackle. But you got to throw the ball upfield. It's difficult to play catch-up football when you throw the ball sideways. You got to get it upfield some way.
When Randy Hughes comes in, he frequently will blitz as he was doing that time, and he chased Kirkland away out of the pocket. 4th down now, and Dave Lee is in to punt. And Butch Johnson stands at his own 20, waiting to give Dallas the ball for the first time in the second half. So the Colts kept it for only 2.5 minutes. This line drive punt is taken on the 28-yard line to the 30, 35, 40-yard line for Butch Johnson. And down at the 42-yard line, the Cowboys are in a great spot to run. Aaron Kyle made a good block as Johnson took it back to his own 42. 12:28 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And with the score, the Dallas Cowboys 21, Baltimore nothing. Let's take time out.
Over the years, you've learned that sometimes procrastination pays. So you shop for snow shovels in July, lawnmowers in December, and your Buick Regal now. Because you know that this is the time of year when Buick dealers may be even more open than usual to conversations involving deals. An elegant, luxurious Regal? Yes, you can. Right now at your Buick dealers.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Here we go with Dallas possession. 1st and 10. The ball is on about the 42-yard line. Dallas leading
Will soon, Hank Strand,
21
learn
nothing.
their philosophy here in the second half.
Well, they're not going to change any. I tell you, they're going to throw every play they have in the book, every formation. They do that so well. An interesting thing, you see the Cowboys shift and create formations a lot. You wonder how the backs get to where they're going. The basic rule of thumb is really if they go on a long count, they want the back to double shift on their own. They don't care where they line up prematurely. They just want to make sure that they're in the right spot when the ball is snapped. And this is how they get there. They do it on their own.
The ball's at the 42-yard line at Newhouse, and Dorsett in the backfield with Roger Staubach. And he hands off to Newhouse. The inside handoff. He moves out to the 45 and across near the 47-yard line, and a pickup about 5 yards. And then he got it.
Interesting thing, they started the game with a counter play just like the one that we just saw with Bobby Newhouse, and they started the second half with exactly the same play. They want to make sure that they control the middle linebacker and also the quick flow of the defensive line of the Baltimore Colts.
Drew Pearson comes to the left, and Tony Hill is the wide receiver on the right side. 2nd down and 5 from the 48-yard line for the Cowboys, and Staubach gives it to Newhouse again. He's across midfield and trying to get the first down, and he does manage to do it. Fred Cook and Lyle Blackwood couldn't take him down. Newhouse kept struggling, and he got a first down for the Cowboys. It didn't take him long to move the necessary 10 yards. The Cowboys are playing Fitzgerald at center, Rafferty and Scott at the guards, Donovan and Frederick at the tackle spot. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, Tony Hill and Drew Pearson, the wide receivers. Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield with Staubach. Pearson right and Hill left. First down at the 47 of Baltimore. And the first down give to Dorsett. Dorsett inside the 45, the 40, inside the 35, and tackled at the 31-yard line by the middle linebacker, Simonini. Dorsett is full speed tonight.
Pat Donovan, Herb Scott did a good job of blocking at the point of attack on the strong side there. And Dorsett, you just can't explain how exciting he is, because once he sees any kind of a seam, boy, he really makes things happen.
They mark the ball down at the 30-yard line of Baltimore. A first down for the Cowboys. Looks like they can do most anything they want to do right now.
Yeah, and they like to play action in this situation, in this part of the field on first down. I don't know whether to do it now, but they like to do it. There you see Tony Hill going to the other side of the ball.
Hill is a flanker to the right, and here's a give to Newhouse. He went deep, trying to get outside. A flag is thrown, and he is down for a loss of a yard on the play.
A clip by Drew Pearson.
Very quickly was Blackwood, along with Dwight Harrison.
Yeah, Drew Pearson that time on a crackback block was clipping on the play. A very obvious penalty. The timing of the play was bad, and of course now it's a penalty.
Turnovers hurt the Cowboys in the first half. Nonetheless, they got the 3 TDs to put them on top. Not many penalties in this game, but this one will hurt Dallas.
You know, with all the rule changes, I think the officials so far, and what I've seen, have really done a great job. There hasn't been too many calls.
Let's listen to Jim Tunney.
Personal foul, clipping, number 88, offense.
Still right, it was Drew Pearson with a cracked back block, and the clipping call moves the ball to the 48-yard line of Baltimore and makes it long yardage for Dallas. First down and 26.
Interesting, Jack Buck. First penalty for the Dallas Cowboys.
First down and long yardage. Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield. And on first down, Staubach back to throw. Wants to get it back in a hurry. He throws it up the middle. It's caught by Pearson coming back on a comeback pattern, and he picked up quite a few yards, moving it down to the 37-yard line of the Colts. Nettles tackled him along with Bruce Laird. They don't like to throw the ball around Lyle Blackwood. He led the league in interceptions last year.
Yeah, you know, they had 10 of them. He had 10 interceptions last year, and you know the remarkable thing about it was that Stan White, who is not playing now because of an injury, he had 7 interceptions last year as a linebacker.
They both like the ball. It's second down and 15 now. Simonini is out, and Lloyd Mumford goes in as an extra back for the Colts. And they'll try to put the pressure on Staubach if indeed he is running. On second down, it's a running play to Dorsett. He moves inside the 35. Is taken down by Joe Ehrman. And it'll be third down and 12 coming up.
That was another counter play. They try to get the middle linebacker Simonini moving in one direction and run behind him. They recovered nicely on the play, and it was just a mild gain on that running action.
On 3rd and 12, Ray Oldham checks in, and the linebacker goes out. Sanders Shiver comes out for Baltimore, and Preston Pearson is in the backfield now for the Cowboys.
They'll go into the spread formation. They usually will go into the spread formation on 3rd and 4 or more. They're in the spread formation. A triple wing on one side, a double wing on the other, which means there's 3 people on one side and 2 on the other.
And flag stopped the play before Staubach can do anything. They might have had an illegal formation that time, Hank. It's procedure against the Cowboys. That'll make it 3rd down and 17. And Baltimore has no choice. They have to accept the penalty here. Let's listen to Jim Tunney once more.
False start, number 71, offense. Still 3rd.
Andy Frederick was called for being offside, and the procedure call against the Cowboys. 8:50 left in the 3rd quarter. No scoring in this period. Cowboys on top 21-0, and they now have 3rd and 17 from the Baltimore 38.
You know, in this spread formation, they're trying to isolate Preston Pearson on many situations and trying to get him on number 25, Oldham. They did that in the past, and it'd be interesting to see if they can do it again. He's in a different set this time. He's in blocking, Preston Pearson is, with maximum protection.
Here's a pass to Pearson, and he's in for a touchdown. Staubach threw it over the middle. And Drew Pearson caught it inside the 10-yard line between Neville and Harrison and sailed in for the touchdown.
They had maximum protection that time. Preston Pearson, who usually is out in the pattern, they had an awful lot of room on the inside that time. There was too much of a cushion. And the rest is history. Obvious touchdown. Great completion from Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson, number 88.
It happened with 8:43 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Charlie Waters will spot the ball, and Septien will try to make it 28-0, and he does. And the Cowboys put on quite a drive. March down the field, seemed to do it at will. Despite the penalties, they went in to score. And a timeout on the field with the score. The Cowboys 28 and Baltimore nothing.
Okay, here's the play. YB will fall back with the ball. Biff will go to the side. Slambowski, pay attention.
Sorry. I was just thinking about the specials I saw at the Colony Pro Shop yesterday.
Come on, not again.
Hey, listen, guys, would you pass up 3 Spalding Executive Woods and 8 irons for $269.95?
Hey, that's not bad.
Or how about 4 Spalding Executive Woods and 8 irons for $269.95?
It sounds like Slambowski's found some good deals. All right, guys, let's get back to the game. Now, Morgan, you...
And if you buy either of these specials, you get a dozen Top Flight golf balls free.
Oh, come on. Oh, those prices aren't good.
Sounds
great.
good.
Hey, guys, let's get back to the game. Hey, guys, come back. Slambowski, you're traded.
The Colony Pro Shop. Their prices may not be worth stopping the game for, but they sure are worth stopping in to see. Stop in and see for yourself on the outside of Northway Mall and the Albany Municipal Golf Course.
Raphael Septien will kick it off, and let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
WROW Albany.
3 deep men for the Colts. They're Don McCauley, Marshall Johnson, and Joe Washington. 8:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and it's the Cowboys now by 4 touchdowns. This kick is high, down to the 3-yard line. It is taken by Marshall Johnson. He's quickly to the 20, goes outside to the 25. A flag is down, and Marshall Johnson goes down at his own 30 with Mike Hegman making another downfield tackle. And we'll chuck the penalty. It usually has to do with clipping on those kick returns, and the Colts are going way back as though they expected to be marched off against them. Johnson is showing something, indications that he's going to be a good kick return man for the Colts this year.
Yes, he is, and I don't mean to be facetious about this. He certainly got a lot of practice tonight.
Holding during the run back, number 71. First down.
I hate to keep bringing this up, but here again, he's a fine young runner. But here again, he's running to the left with the ball in his right arm. That's when you're inviting trouble from the inside and providing teams to put you in a fumble situation.
A holding call sends the Colts back to their 16-yard line, and that's what Mike Kirkland did not want. And he fakes the handoff to Leaks. He is rushed by Jones. He passes out here to Doughty, and Doughty caught the ball and moved up to the 25-yard line. And that was a sidearm delivery by Kirkland.
I tell you, he did a great job of getting rid of that ball that time. Too Tall Jones was in on him. He threw the ball sidearm and got the ball away in good shape, but it's close to a first down. Very well executed play. A lot of poise on the part of this young quarterback, Mike Kirkland.
And a gain of 9 yards on the play. It'll make it second down and short, with 8:18 remaining in the third quarter.
You know, with the way the game's going, this would be a good time with second and short, a waist down, to try to get something on top.
He has Leaks and Ron Lee in the backfield with him. Doughty's to the right. Roger Carr's to the left side. He's been nullified here this evening. Here's the running play by Ron Lee out of the tailback spot. He got the first down, but then he was stopped at his tracks by Jethro Pugh.
Here again, the Cowboys are guessing remarkably well. On the waist down, D.D. Lewis lined up tight inside, and then right before the snap of the ball ran out to double cover Roger Carr. And, of course, that's always disconcerting, especially to a quarterback, because even though you want to throw the ball, sometimes you're concerned when that happens whether you're going to get double or whether you're going to get single coverage, and it's difficult to make that decision sometimes.
The Colts are out to their own 27 with a first down. They go strong to the left with the two wide receivers. Mac Alston, the tight end, is on the right side. On first down, it's a rollout for Kirkland, and he throws, and it is caught by Roger Carr for the first time this evening, and he's dropped immediately, but at his own 42. Aaron Kyle got him, and it is a first down for the Colts, and a pretty well-thrown ball by Mike Kirkland.
Yes, he did. He threw it right at the numbers where you have to throw it. It was a semi-roll again. He moved to his left. He did that earlier in the game and completed the pass. We probably should be seeing a little bit more of that as the game progresses.
Paid attendance here tonight is more than 64,000. 64,224. The Colts at their own 48 with a first down. Use the wing formation. Ron Lee carries the ball up the middle, got to the 45, and that's all. He got a couple. Lee, a young man from West Virginia, has the size to be a running back in the NFL at 6'4", 234, and he'll get his chances with Lydell Mitchell gone now.
Yes, and he's a good receiver, they tell me, too. They like him very much. He's a long-legged, long strider, but he's got good power, and he's supposedly a very outstanding athlete.
Second down and 8. And let's see if the Cowboys tee off. They're not showing the blitz right at the moment, as Kirkland is under center. Now they show the blitz. The blitz is on. Kirkland from the pocket throws long. Carr's not there. Aaron Kyle is. He intercepts it and goes out of bounds. Aaron Kyle turned around, and there it was.
He evidently anticipated Roger Carr going outside. Roger Carr went inside.
Now we have an altercation back upfield with some people tangling. That's quickly broken up by the officials. Randy, let's see, Hegman is involved in that, along with Ron Lee, D.D. Lewis. Quite a few of them there struggling.
And somebody, it looks like, might be thrown out of the football game. I don't know who it is, but there's a possibility the way the official responded to what happened on the bottom of that pile.
An interception by Aaron Kyle gives the Cowboys the ball. No penalty flags have been thrown. Looks like they might just forget it. Here's the official telling us it's a personal foul against both clubs, and the ball will stay right where it is. We have 6:02 remaining in the third quarter.
He looks like he might have got a little massage in the bottom of that pile. He was very upset about it, and I thought maybe he was going to take somebody out of the game, but evidently not.
Referee is coming to the sideline. He might very well have ejected a couple of players. Jim Tunney is going over to talk, first of all, to Ted Marchibroda and now to Tom Landry. And we'll have to wait and see if indeed there was a disqualification. I was watching the interception by Kyle, and I didn't see the mixing it up back upfield where Hegman or Kirkland had been standing and throwing the ball. So the Cowboys move now from their own 29-yard line, with Staubach still in there. Perhaps we'll see Danny White before this evening is over. Motion by Tony Hill. Give to the tailback Dorsett. A little mix-up in the backfield, and Dorsett is dropped for a loss. He ran into his guard, and you can't get away with that.
No, you can, and of course, Dorsett is so fast and also so quick that you better be able to move quickly as an offensive guard. There was Herb Scott, number 68. He got caught in the traffic like a revolving door.
And the Baltimore player is down on the other side of the field. He's being tended to. Doug Nettles was unable to get up after that last play.
Yeah, Doug Nettles, number 30.
We have 5:48 remaining here in the third quarter of the game. A pause in the action with the score of the Cowboys 28, the Colts nothing, and let's take time out.
This is the perfect time of year to get outside and get up in an airplane. And the skilled professionals of Richmore Aviation, located at Schenectady, Saratoga, and Columbia County airports, are all set to help you do just that at an amazingly low price. For only $10, you can take their special discovery flight. That's all it costs for valuable briefings before and after the flight and time at the controls while you actually fly the airplane at the Richmore Aviation location most convenient to you. So now's your chance to enjoy the beautiful days of Indian summer while you learn a valuable lifetime skill. And now's the time to get up and learn to fly with Richmore Aviation. And remember, there's a financing plan available for the CPC private pilot course. And when you get a pilot's license, you're eligible to enter the takeoff sweepstakes and win an airplane. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Remember, that's Richmore Aviation, located at Schenectady, Saratoga, and Columbia County airports.
2nd and 12 for the Cowboys now. Ball is at their own 27-yard line. We're not certain, but we believe that D.D. Lewis and Ron Lee have both been disqualified from this game. Tony Hill is a wide receiver along with Drew Pearson for the Cowboys. They're staying with their number 1 unit. And Staubach is back to throw on 2nd down, and he screens it out to Dorsett, who broke a tackle. He's at the 25 to the 30. He is to the 35-yard line, short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and long coming up, and Fred Cook tackled it. Boy, he can blow through those tackles.
Oh, he really can. And really, Sandy Shivers read the play very well, but he missed the tackle. And, of course, he's such a great running back that he's going to make you do that. Shivers had perfect position on him, and it looked like he was going to nail him, but he made an outside-inside move, and it was all over.
Now Burton Lawless of the Cowboys is unable to get off the deck after that play, and the clock is stopped again. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Cowboys when play resumes. Tom Rafferty will be in there, in all probability, in place of Lawless at the guard position. Hank, does it surprise you that the Cowboys have waited until now and even past this time before putting in some of their reserve personnel?
No, it really doesn't. You know, things can change so quickly in professional football that you want to make sure that you use your top people as long as you possibly can and feel sure and secure that the game's under control. We were in many, many games. One year we played the Denver Broncos in Kansas City. We had a sizable lead. I think it was like 28-3. And we scored another touchdown later in the game that made it 35. And finally won the game like 40-36.
I remember one game at Denver when Buffalo was ahead 33-0 at the half, and it ended in the 33 tie.
Yeah, you really surprised Ralph Wilson at the time, didn't you? He was pretty startled. He left early. I think he left at halftime, didn't you?
Trying to beat the snowstorm,
yes.
Thinking he had a playoff berth, and that knocked him out of the playoffs. Preston Pearson goes into the lineup for the Dallas Cowboys as Burton Lawless walks off and looking pretty good as he goes to the sideline. That's the announcement that the players have been disqualified. We're having quite a bit of difficulty. Is that the way it is? D.D. Lewis and Ron Lee are both ejected from the game. Disqualified is the term that they use in the NFL. And Jim Tunney, the referee, didn't fool around with it, did he?
No, and he made that call as he was laying on the ground. He was coming up, and he made that call. I thought that's what it was. And anytime you see the official go to both benches, you know that he's telling the coaches that both players have been kicked out of the ball game.
With a 64,000 paid here tonight, the NFL for the weekend drew 822,000 for the opening weekend, the largest in NFL history for the opening weekend. And it is 3rd down and 4 for the Cowboys. They're in the shotgun with Staubach taking the snap, back to throw, looking and throwing over the middle. It's caught for a first down by Preston Pearson. He's at the 45 and tackle there after making some shifty moves. It's a first down for the Cowboys at their own 45, and they can get what they need.
Yes, and you know, here again, they had a mismatch with Preston Pearson, number 26, on Simonini, 56. They went a triple wing formation to the right, 3 receivers on the right side, 2 on the left, They just ran Preston Pearson on the inside. He was wide open, and, of course, another big game.
I've got to repeat that the Colts, in this kind of a game with the kind of patterns that Dallas is using, really miss Stan White at that linebacker spot.
Oh, they do, and it's really unfortunate that the Baltimore team, it's a great football team, it really is. I think they've earned the right to be recognized as one that go into a big game like this one, the initial game of the season, without two great performers like Burt Jones and Stan White.
A whistle sounds and a flag drops. Procedure against the Cowboys will make it 1st and 15 and move the ball back to their own 41-yard line. With 4:10 remaining in the third quarter, 28-0 Cowboys, and I have the feeling that the Cowboys wish the clock would move a little more rapidly than it's going.
Well, you know, the one thing about the calls that have been made on illegal procedure, anytime that you shift and create formations as much as they do, and they let the backs do that on their own, there's bound to be some mix-ups, and this is what's happened several times in the game tonight.
Out of the I formation, the Cowboys shift into a pro set, back into the I with Dorsett. And on first down, the give is to Tony. He is hitting the backfield, gets away, changes direction. He's at midfield. He's at the 45, and he has to outrace 3 men for a touchdown. And he is out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Doug Nettles got him.
Boy, he's amazing.
The score.
Is he amazing? And here again, it was nothing but a basic vanilla handoff to the weak side, to the split inside. Pat Donovan, Herbert Scott making the play. He starts to go inside, which he normally has done in the past, but he jumped outside. And John Dutton had a piece of him, but missed the tackle. He cuts across the side of the field and picks up a great gain on a beautiful run.
A lot of people watched Dorsett running for the University of Pittsburgh and didn't believe what they were saying. They said nobody can be that good. He is.
Yeah, he is. He certainly is. And if you think he's good, why, he's even better than what you think.
It's a 1st and goal from the 8. Dorsett is out for a breather, and Doug Dennison is in the backfield with Robert Newhouse. Dennison, the tailback in the I formation. Staubach, 1st and goal, gives to Dennison up the middle, inside the 5. He drives to the 2-yard line. He scored a touchdown earlier tonight. Dennison finally stopped by Lyle Blackwood, but it's going to be 2nd and goal. And the ball is marked down 2 yards away from the Baltimore goal line. Well, one right here with the score already 28-0. It's got to be bad news for the visitors.
Oh, it really is. And that was another play where they're just trying to run up the middle, trying to get Simonini going one way or the other and taking advantage of his mobility side to side. Incidentally, Tony Dorsett has carried 16 times for 145 yards, 9-1.
Here's Dennison driving into the middle, and he can't get there. This Baltimore defensive line is not to be pushed around, but it'll be 3rd and goal with Cook, Barnes, Ehrman, and Dutton digging in to stop that thrust by Dennison. Staubach, by the way, who might be throwing here despite the short yardage on 3rd down, is 15 out of 21, 2 TDs, 280 yards. Had a couple of passes intercepted, but the Cowboys were able to overcome that.
The nice thing about the Cowboys is, you know, in this situation, they're very unpredictable. It's hard to tell what they're liable to do. They ought to come out here with some kind of a run fake and play action.
The rookie Aloys Blackwell is in the backfield now for the Dallas Cowboys. Newhouse and Dennison with him. 3rd and goal from a yard away. And
there it
here's
is.
Staubach throwing. Touchdown. It was caught by the tight end, Jay Saldi.
You know, and the thing about, they were in a strong run formation, double tight, with a unbalanced full house backfield, but they ran the play action pass, simulated the run, and of course it was beautifully thrown to the tight end, touchdown. Well-conceived play by the Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach to their fine 2nd-string tight end, Jay Saldi, number 87.
3rd touchdown pass of the night for Staubach. His first week statistics are going to be good. Here is Waters holding and Septien kicking the ball, and that's good. And that makes it 35-0 with 2:49 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Septien's getting the ball through there, Jack, but he's looking a lot quicker than he should, and he's going to have some trouble during the course of the season if he's not careful.
You know, when you mentioned after he missed the 19-yard field goal attempt earlier that he was lazy on the kick, that was the last time tonight that he failed to really thump it.
Yeah, you have to attack the football. I don't care where you kick it from, you have to attack. And that's a great thing about the great kicker we had in Kansas City, Jan Stenerud.
Ray Nitschke, Wheatview Bank, Lance Allworth, Larry Wilson, Tuffy Lehmans, the class of 78 joined the 93 other enshrinees in numerous displays depicting the history of pro football. at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. From 9 to 5 daily, you can view the evolution of professional football from its first player in 1892 to the current league of 28 teams. The Pro Football Hall of Fame, located just off Interstate 77 in Canton, Ohio. Plan to visit soon. The preceding was a message from the National Football League.
That drive, 71 yards in 7 plays, took 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Deep men for the Colts. They've been back there frequently tonight. Marshall Johnson, Joe Washington, and Don McCauley. The kick is high and taken by Johnson inside the 10. He's quickly to the 20, to the 25, to the 30-yard line, and tackled there. And it was Dave Stalls who made that stop with 2:40 left in the third quarter. Looks bad for the Colts, Hank. You can't see anything, any indicators on the field that's going to change any of the momentum of this game.
No, there's no way in the world. You hate to say that about a team at this stage of the game, but with the lack of offensive weapons that they have at this time and throughout the game, why it's going to be very tough for them to do anything if they get back into this football game with a score 35-0 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mike Kirkland tries to rally his troops from his own 31-yard line. Has Dowdy in motion and gives it to Roosevelt Leaks. Leaks goes over the right side, cuts it back, and gets 5. Ron Lee is indeed disqualified from this game. Leaks is in the backfield. Harvey Martin came all the way across the field to make that tackle from his defensive end position on the right side. And Danny White loosens on the sideline and probably will enter the game the next time the Cowboys get the ball.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll take over the next possession. Interesting statistic. Roger Staubach has completed 11 consecutive passes, ties his own club record. Very impressive evening by Roger Staubach.
And it would appear that he is through the way Danny White is loosening. Here is 2nd and 5 for the Colts from their own 36 with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 35-0 Dallas. The give to Don McCauley. McCauley moves across the 40 for a first down. And to the 45 and 46-yard line. Don McCauley. Cliff Harris up from the safety spot to make the hit.
This is the kind of a game that you like very much as a coach and a coaching staff because it provides you with an opportunity to play a lot of young people late in the fourth quarter and during the fourth quarter, and I'm sure this is what's going to happen. If things don't change dramatically for the Baltimore Colts, we'll see a lot of substitutions in the fourth quarter.
In addition to tying his own record of 11 straight completions, Staubach's 4 out of his last 9 have been for touchdowns. Here's a first down for the Colts from their own 46. A first down pass. The blitz is picked up. The pass is caught and then dropped, and it's incomplete. That's the ruling. Roger Carr had it, and he was hit and coughed it up as Aaron Kyle nailed him. Incomplete is the call.
You know, Jack, that was the first play-action pass that Mike Kirkland has thrown so far in the ball game. It was well executed. He jumped up into the pocket well. It was completed and then dropped, and they ruled it incomplete to Roger Carr, number 81.
They did a good job of picking up the blitz, Angstrom.
Yes, they did, especially from play action.
Now the ball at the 46, and it's 2nd down and 10. 64,000 plus at Texas Stadium, where the New York Giants will be playing next Sunday. Here is the 2nd down call by Kirkland. Cowboys mixing it up front. Here's the running play with McCauley going over the right side. Leaks, the fullback, couldn't clear the way for him. And McCauley is tackled very close to the line of scrimmage. He gained only a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
It's not much fun being a quarterback when you're down 35-0, especially if you're a young quarterback and participating in the first game.
And the offensive line of the Colts is being manhandled pretty well right now.
Yeah, they are, really are. And here again, it goes right back to what we talked about. When you got 35 points ahead of a team, they know you have to sort of get back in the ball game, and it's tough.
Kirkland's pass is dropped by Don McCauley coming out of the backfield. He was well covered by Thomas Henderson, and he dropped the ball, and David Lee is in to kick again.
You don't see that happen. Don McCauley is an excellent receiver. Last year caught 51 passes for 977 yards. A lot of yardage.
David Lee will stand inside his 35-yard line and kick the ball to Butch Johnson once again. Less than a minute remaining in the third quarter, 35 seconds. The snap is good. No pressure. Lee kicks it away. A line drive. Johnson comes up and takes it on the 18 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30-yard line and gets to the 32 or 3 and is driven back by Darrell Luce, the linebacker.
Boy, that ball looked like it was on a trolley line. It got down there very fast, didn't it?
David wanted that ball a little higher than he got at that time. And let's check the Dallas offensive unit. And is Staubach coming back in there? No, he is not. Danny White, third-year veteran from Arizona State, is into the game. Scott Laidlaw appears for the first time. Doug Dennison is the other running back. 24 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Danny White gets some playing time. Golden Richards is in the lineup, and he is split left. On first down, Danny White has the ball, gives it to Dennison, goes outside, cuts it back up, moves across the 35 to the 40-yard line. Big yardage for the Cowboys on that one. Simonini and Bruce Laird were the tacklers, and that probably will be the final play of the third quarter. Cowboys have plenty of reserves. All of home have seen quite a bit of action. 3, 2, 1. There's the gun. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score now. The Cowboys 35 and the Colts nothing.
Here's Barsman and McCormick for Quantel Business Computers.
Well, today we're talking with another businessman. Sir, will you tell us about your company?
Yes, I'm in farm animal clothing.
Oh, you sell farm animal clothing.
That's right. Little hats for chickens, bull boots, pig masks.
Well, that's extraordinary. Tell me, how do you keep track of these items?
That's a very good question. I used to have a great deal of trouble keeping track of pig mask sales figures in my moose antler inventory.
Well, you might say you were on the horns of a dilemma.
Hey, well said. Anyway, then I installed a Quantel business computer and brought everything under control.
A Quantel business computer sounds expensive.
Absolutely not. I lease my Quantel computer for a paltry $345 a month.
Excuse me, but don't you mean a paltry $345 a month?
No, I mean poultry. Because as far as I'm concerned, $345 a month for a Quantel computer is chicken feed.
For Quantel information, call toll-free 800-227-1894. In California, call 415-783-3410. Collect.
Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you for CBS from the Texas Stadium. 15 minutes of football remaining. The Cowboys on top comfortably, 35-0. Next Monday night, the Denver Broncos will play at Minnesota, and we'll have the pleasure of sending the game your way. Now we're going to see the same Baltimore club on Monday night, the 18th of September, as they play at New England.
You know, you strive for balance offensively anytime that you play. Dallas has really had a remarkable balanced offense. They have 209 yards rushing, 281 passing so far for a total of 490. The Baltimore Colts have 78 yards rushing, 36 yards passing for 114 yards.
Ball at the moment belongs to the Cowboys. Second down and 2 from their own 42. Danny White in there at quarterback. Scott Laidlaw is in the backfield with him, along with Doug Dennison. Golden Richards is a wide receiver, and on second down, Richards splits to the left into the I formation with Dennison the tailback. White with a long count gives it to the up man, the fullback Laidlaw, and he drives for what is apparently a first down shy of the 45-yard line, with Laird and Joe Ehrman making the tackle. And the Baltimore defensive unit has spent too much time on the playing field.
I directed some attention early in the game about the fact that Tom Landry was concerned about his running game during the preseason. In fact, they went into the Houston Oilers game with the idea that they would not worry about the passing, but just try to work in the running game. I think from this stage of the game on in the fourth quarter, you'll see them try to run the ball an awful lot and not put the ball in the air too much.
It is a first down at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. And they use a wing formation, a slot formation to the left. And White gives to Doug Dennison. Went deep, cut it back up, got to the line of scrimmage, and gained only 2 yards on the play. And the middle linebacker, Simonini, who is annually one of the leading tacklers, made the hit. He was helped out by Lloyd Mumford, the cornerback. 14 minutes left.
Rayfield Wright, the great tackle in yesteryear for the Dallas Cowboys, and still playing some. He's playing right tackle at this time. He's had some problems with his knee. He's a 12-year pro, 33 years old from Fort Valley State. But he's in there playing right tackle right now for Andy Fedrick.
Second down and 8. Oldham comes into the defensive backfield for the Colts with the middle linebacker Simonini out of there. And on second and 8, Danny White hands off to Dennison on a draw play. He goes across midfield, and he is very close to a first down. Doug Dennison with a good carry. And Sanders Shiver, the linebacker, finally stopped him. Let's see where they mark it with regard to a first down. It appears to be a couple of inches short, making it third down. That's what it is at the 46 of Baltimore. .23 left in the game. 35-0. The Cowboys are on top. Two tight ends are in there, Dupree and Saldi, as the Cowboys try to get the first down. Laidlaw and Dennison are in the backfield. Danny White at quarterback sneaks it. He's big enough to get the short yardage needed, and he did, to the 45-yard line of Baltimore.
You know, they've made some changes offensively. Dallas has in their skill position. The running backs and receivers. Jay Saldi is playing tight end, but the linemen are basically the same. Pat Donovan is playing left tackle. Herbie Scott is playing left guard. Fitzgerald, number 62, still the center. Burton Lawless is playing right guard, and of course the only change is Rayfield Wright. Of course, he's played so long that it's not much of a change.
Ball at the 45-yard line of Baltimore. First down for the Dallas Cowboys. 12:37 remaining in the contest. And the clock moving as Danny White gets under center. They run out of the I formation. The give is to the tailback Dennison. He blew it right up the middle, and he caught Baltimore in a stunning situation and picked up a quick 4 yards on the play.
It's very obvious that they're going to continue to try to run the ball, and many times in this situation, you tell your team with this kind of a lead, you really want to work on your running game and don't pump the ball up at all. Just stuff it full of sand and run it.
Total yards now in the game. Dallas 494. Baltimore 113. So the Cowboys will go over the 500 yards ere long.
You know, consistently, year in and year out, they're 1 or 2 in total offense, and they're going to start the season in the National Football League and the National Conference, again, being the number 1 team offensively. I'm sure the same way defensively.
First down at the Baltimore 41. And the fake to Dennison and the pass out here to Golden Richards. He was all alone out there, had no blocking, caught the ball, was knocked down immediately. Picked up a couple of yards, and Darrell Luce got to him in a big hurry. 11:30 remaining in the game.
Mike Hegman, is a fine young linebacker for the Dallas team, and they like him very much. It's amazing what depth they have. I'm talking about, of course, the Dallas defense. I shouldn't be because they're on offense, but I happen to think about his name because they like him very much.
They're going to run some people in there, Hank. Here is 3rd down and 4 for the Cowboys. And into the shotgun goes Danny White. This will be his second pass attempt. No, it's an inside handoff to Pearson. Pearson going around the left side, breaks it for a first down, but there's a flag as Drew Pearson was tackled at the 30-yard line of Baltimore. And it looks like that play might come back. We have a holding call against the Cowboys, stopping the clock with 10:51 remaining in the game. They can come at you in so many different ways out of these Dallas offensive formations.
Yes, they shift, and of course I mentioned earlier they shift and create formations, utilize the man in motion. And I mentioned earlier they really haven't shown a lot of the tendencies that they've expressed in other games. Holding. There's the sign by the official.
It was Herbert Scott, the offensive guard, who was holding on that inside handoff to Drew Pearson, bringing the ball back, making it 3rd down.
And they're trying to break some tendencies. Normally from the spread formation, they're going to pass the ball. That time they ran it. And they want to make sure other teams see that they will also run from the spread along with throwing the football. They're back in the spread formation again, which goes back to the basic rule of 3rd and 4, plus they'll get into the spread.
3rd down and 9 now from the 44 of Baltimore. Danny White back to throw. Screens it out here, and it is caught by Pearson. Chased from behind. He gets away, and he's blasted out of bounds. And he has a first down.
You know, it's amazing.
Sanders Shivers got to him, but not until the Cowboys picked up another first down, and they're not sitting on the ball at all.
It's amazing how often they throw the ball, they get the ball to Preston Pearson from the spread formation. That's who they like to hit, and they consistently get the ball to him. It's just remarkable.
It's 35-0 now. There's been no scoring here in the 3rd quarter. The score was 21-0 at the half in favor of the Cowboys. They've added 2 TDs. They're on their way again. Ball is at the Baltimore 35 with a first down. White and company come out. Laidlaw is the up back, the fullback in the I. Dennison is the tailback. They run out of the I formation. And here's Danny White giving to Dennison, who changes direction, tries to get outside, and cannot do it. He was chased by the corner, the safety man, Bruce Laird, who then got the help he needed from the linebacker, Darrell Luce, to make the hit on Dennison. Dennison, about whom we've been talking quite a bit. Here's Danny White with a give to Laidlaw. He was hit, stopped, fumbled, recovered it himself. Boy, he ran into a stone wall that time. The left side, Cook and Barnes up front for Baltimore. It is 4th down, and Septien comes in to try to add some more points for the Cowboys. There have been 5 touchdowns by the Cowboys. No field goals with a missed attempt earlier. Charlie Waters will spot the ball on the 35, so Septien will have to boot it 45 yards.
One thing that's very important with a soccer-style kicker is the placement of the left foot. The heel must be even with the ball.
Here's the kick. He's got a crack at it. It is no good. It's off to the left, and the ball will come back out to the line of scrimmage. A miss by Septien, and you wonder how much they're going to miss Efrain Herrera this year in the Dallas Cowboys schedule. We have 8:29 remaining in the game with the score Dallas 35, the Colts nothing. Let's take time.
There are the good banks, there are the better banks, and then there is TSB, the super bank, Troy Savings, an organization dedicated to being the best financial institution in the business. Not the biggest, the best. Offering super certificates of deposit and passbook savings, all paying the highest interest rate permitted under current regulations. Super mortgage and home improvement loans. Super all-free checking accounts with overdraft privileges available. Super locations, not umpteen hundred, but centrally located offices with drive-up facilities. Super convenient banking hours with all offices open Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. And most importantly, super service from super people. Experienced, friendly, interested, and professional people. Yes, there are a lot of banks, but this is a lot of bank. TSB, the super bank, Troy Savings. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Well, it's the same old Cowboys, or should I say, Hank Stram, an even better Cowboy team we're witnessing tonight.
Well, I don't think you ever stay the same. You're either going to get better or you're going to get worse, and I really think the Cowboys are going to be better. Interesting stat again on Dorsett. He rushed 15 times, 147 yards, a 9.8 average. Most yards gained in the National Football League this weekend. He caught 3 passes for 101 yards and 1 touchdown.
Here's Kirkland back to throw on 1st down, and he gets it out here to his rookie tight end, Reese McCall. McCall with a good grab, then goes out of bounds as he was bumped out, but a substantial gain for the Baltimore Colts.
You know, they like this young player from the University of Auburn. He's 6'6", weighs about 235, and they think he's going to blossom and develop into one of the fine tight ends in the league.
He's been playing behind Mac Alston, but Alston, a veteran now, been around for quite a few years, and they expect McCall to play quite a bit. He picked up 7 yards on that reception from Mike Kirkland. And it is 2nd down and 3. The ball at the 34-yard line of the Colts, who show motion with Glenn Dowdy. Here is the toss to the tailback. McCauley gets to the 35 and gained very little on that one as he was stopped by Bob Bruning, the middle linebacker. Well, the Cowboys may have changed some personnel on offense, and they did, but they're staying right with it with this defensive unit.
Yes, they are. They surely are. And, you know, interesting offensively, the Baltimore Colts, the 3 or 4 times they've been able to complete passes have all been passes that were thrown on the move with moving the pocket. And I'm sure they're going to try to do more of that in the remaining part of this football game.
Kirkland gives the ball to McCauley. Colts squirting across the 37-yard line. He is really good. He knows where he has to go.
Yes, he does. And you give him any kind of a crack, and he's going to make some things and get the most out of the play.
Less than 7 minutes remaining in the game. 6:50 left, and the score is the Cowboys 35, the Colts nothing. A Baltimore 1st down, one of the few that they have on the entire evening. That is 7 for them now. The ball and a 1st down from Mike Kirkland, who's getting a world of experience tonight. Field intercepted. Intercepted by Harris. And the Cowboys get the ball with 6:17 remaining. Cliff Harris came away with that ball. It was a dying duck up in the air, and Harris only had to come back and catch it. Well, there's a timeout with 6:17 remaining in the game. A timeout on the field with the score. Cowboys 35 and Baltimore nothing.
The Dallas Cowboys, even though they've made some substitutions offensively, they continue to dominate this football game. Both offensively and defensively. There we just saw an interception by Cliff Harris. The ball was thrown a little bit too short. Not much of a spiral. He had severe pressure. But, you know, I really kind of like the looks of this Mike Kirkland. He's getting quite a baptism tonight, but I think the experience that he's gaining in this game today as he goes down the road during the course of the long 16-game schedule is going to prove to be very invaluable to him. Don't be deceived also by the score of this game, because the Dallas Cowboys, even though they're dominating this game 35-0, make no mistake about the fact that the Baltimore Colts are a very fine football team. This is a great illustration of what happens when you lose a great performer like Burt Jones. And but they'll be back. He'll be back in the lineup hopefully in about 5 weeks, and I'm sure he'll bring this team back around to the kind of a personality that they have enjoyed in the past.
One of the advantages of a long season, and this is going to be a long one for all of the teams, 16 games in the regular season, is that Baltimore, without a guy like Burt Jones, can lose 2 or 3 games early and still have ample time to come back and win their division.
Yes, they can survive it. It's not like the situation we had in New Orleans where we lost our great quarterback, Archie Manning. He only played 9 games for us in 28 games the last 2 years, and it really hurts you tremendously.
Here is the give by Danny White to his fullback, Scott Laidlaw. He tried to crack it up the middle and got only a yard. The Baltimore team will entertain the Dolphins next Sunday, and the Cowboys travel to the Giants, so we'll have 2 winners meeting early next Sunday. Meanwhile, a week from tonight, Monday night, we're going to be in Minnesota, and the Vikings will be trying to get their first win, and they'll have to do it at the expense of the Denver Broncos. Broncos won yesterday, and we hope you'll tune us in next Monday night here on CBS Radio. An injured player coming off, but appearing to be quite all right now, is Joe Ehrman, the defensive tackle for the Colts, with less than 6 minutes remaining in the game, and the Cowboys on top 35-0. 2nd down and 9 for Dallas from their own 26. Golden Richards to the right, Butch Johnson to the left. And the tight end is Jay Saldi. He's on the left side. Laidlaw is the fullback. He shifts from the pro set. Danny White takes the ball, gives it to Scott Dennison. He goes over the right side, and he is grabbed by 1 foot. Herb Orvis, who's in there defensively for the Colts, got him and wouldn't turn him loose.
You know, Jim Cooper is now playing center for the Dallas Cowboys, number 61. He's 6'5", 250, a 2-year guy from Temple. They like him very much. He's a backup center and also a backup guard. They think he's a great prospect, and they anticipate a great career for Jim Cooper, number 61.
Tom Randall has been getting some playing time at left guard for the Cowboys, a rookie out of Iowa. Cowboys have only 5 rookies on their team this year. They run out of the shotgun now on 3rd down and 8. And Danny White is back to throw. Scoots it to the sidelines, and it is caught for a first down out to the 42-yard line. The ball hauled in by Butch Johnson with a dandy reception, though covered by Bruce Laird and Doug Nettles.
You know, the other interesting thing about the substitutions, they have Andy Frederick, who was playing a right tackle initially and started the game at that position, is now playing left tackle. So they're preparing for things that might happen during the course of the season so they can get good playing time in a variety of positions.
And it's good for the Cowboys to have Raphael Wright playing. He underwent a knee operation, but he's in there at the right offensive tackle spot. They're playing, of course, without Ralph Neely, who has retired, so they can use that extra man at the position. A first down at the 43-yard line of Dallas. Danny White gives to Doug Dennison, trying to get outside. He gets to the sideline, cuts it back in, crosses midfield, breaks a couple of tackles. He's down to the 40, and now the 35-yard line of Baltimore. Scott Dennison finally stopped by Doug Nettles. And it's a weary band of Baltimore defenders chasing the Cowboys now.
I tell you, Scott Laidlaw made a nice block on that play also that provided Dennison with the opportunity to scamper down the sideline for the big gain.
They tell us on the scoreboard that Mr. and Mrs. Staubach are celebrating their 13th anniversary today. And this will be a happy day domestically and professionally for the Staubachs. 35-0 Cowboys with 4:18 remaining in the game.
Roger's one of the class people in professional football. You know, to illustrate this point, right before the game, we were in the locker room, and he had a lot of things to do, but he provided us with a few minutes for the interview with a lot of class and poise, and he's one of the big league guys in the league.
Here's Danny White handing off to the fullback, Scott Laidlaw, and he drives inside the 35-yard line down to the 32 for a pickup of 3 for Dallas, putting us under the 4-minute mark in time. Score remains 35-0 Dallas. They were ahead 21-0 at the half, and some of the 64,000 have departed Texas Stadium, thoroughly convinced that their home club has a victory under their belts, and it'll be a long trip home for Baltimore. 2nd down and 7. Danny White out of the I formation. Now has Aloys Blackwell in the backfield, and he hands the ball to Laidlaw, goes over the left side for a couple of yards. Dallas not really playing wide open football now, sitting on it, running the clock down, and doing a good job of that. The ball's to the 30 of Baltimore. 3rd and 5.
I'm sure everybody's aware of the fact that the plays are sent in from the sideline. Tom Landry and his fine staff sent in every play. And, you know, the advantage of that, Jack, is the fact that once you call the play, your whole coaching staff is aware of what's coming. They can look at the point of attack. They can look at the backside, and they're fully aware of what's happened on every play.
Here's 3rd and 5, and a wobbly pass by Danny White, which had been deflected, was almost intercepted by Doug Nettles. He couldn't hang on to it. The ball fell incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. They bring in Septien, and I'm sure one of the reasons they're doing it here is to try to determine his kicking range in game situations.
Raphael is a very emotional young fella, and it's important for him to, I think, get off to a good start and kick one of these field goals for Dallas, because there's going to be emotional strain on him if he doesn't succeed.
This will be a 48-yard attempt. Charlie Waters will get it down, handle the low snap. Septien boots it. It's got a chance. It's good. 4 points for Dallas. It's 38-0.
That's a great play, a great kick for Raphael. Very important kick for him, but here again, it's an illustration of the kind of range he has. He's got a strong leg.
He missed from 19 yards. He missed from 45 yards out, and he hit one for 48. And now with the score, Dallas 38 and the Colts nothing. Let's take time out.
There's a time and place for everything. The time to make a great deal on a new car is now, and the place is at your Buick dealers. Talk to him about a 1978 Riviera, for example. Tell him sure you like the luxury, but what you're really interested in right now is the price. Then watch him sharpen his pencil. Buick Riviera. Yes, you can. Right now at your Buick dealers.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We have 2:41 remaining in this football game. Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you for CBS. And we're happy that American Forces Radio is carrying this game to our servicewomen and servicemen around the world. 38-0 is the score in favor of the Cowboys. Baltimore missed a couple of chances early. Couldn't capitalize on turnovers by the Cowboys and have been kept off the scoreboard all night. Septien will kick it. And the same men are back, with Johnson, Washington, and McCauley waiting for the kick. There it is by Septien, and it is a strong one, carrying down to the goal line. It is taken on the goal line by Marshall Johnson. He's up the middle to the 20, to the 25, high steps to the 30, to the 35, and out to the 40-yard line, and he made Hank Stram happy by putting the ball in his left arm while running down the left side.
Yes, he did. And he's getting a lot of practice at running those kicks back, but he's a good-looking prospect. And let me say again that I don't think the fans around the country should be deceived by what the score is here tonight, 38-0. The Colts are still a very good football team, and I think they'll prove that when they get their people back. But, you know, it's typical, as I mentioned earlier, that it's very difficult to operate efficiently against a great team like the Dallas Cowboys when you're not at full strength.
The Colts are at their own 42-yard line. Mike Kirkland, who has played all night, is at the quarterback spot. He has Roosevelt Leaks in the backfield along with Don McCauley, and here is the running play, and McCauley coming to the left is across the 45-yard line and really crumbled by Huther, the linebacker, and Randy Hughes. That was Roosevelt Leaks carrying the ball, and Don McCauley blocking for him. Got out to the 49-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 3. Now we'll have the 2-minute warning before we have any further action. whistle sounds, and the 2-minute warning will be given to both benches. 2 minutes left, and a pause in the action with the score. The Cowboys 38 and Baltimore nothing. And let's take time out.
The day is done.
Coming home.
It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind.
We'll go home.
So just say bud.
Say bud.
And pour the king of beers and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of bud is like an easy chair. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
We have but 2 minutes remaining in this football game in Texas, with the Cowboys leading 38-0. Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you for CBS. The ball is in possession of the Baltimore Colts. They have a 2nd down and 3 situation from their own 49-yard line. 2nd down and 3. You have to admire the way Mike Kirkland has held in there tonight.
Yes, he has. He really has. He shows a lot of poise. He's a good athlete. And the playing time, even though it's in a losing cause, will be very helpful to him and the Baltimore Colts when you project the season on a 50-more game basis.
He hands off to a Baltimore newcomer, Don Hardiman, who used to play with Houston, was obtained from Tampa Bay, and he carried over the right side and picked up a 1st down for the Colts. 1:42 remaining in the game. The ball now on the Dallas 47-yard line. Dallas scored no points in the first quarter, 21 in the second, 14 in the third quarter, and 3 in this period. And I believe they could have scored a heck of a lot more points than they now possess. A 1st down from the 47-yard line. Kirkland is back to throw. He is chased, he looks, he runs. He throws, and it is caught for a 1st down at the 35-yard line by Reese McCall, the rookie. And he is dumped in a hurry by the linebacker, Guy Brown, who's playing in place of D.D. Lewis, who was ejected from this football game. Now 1:05 remaining, and Baltimore into their 2-minute drill. Kirkland back to throw on 1st down. He has it incomplete and just past the outstretched arms of the linebacker, Mike Hegman, as he intended it for Marshall Johnson. Stops the clock with 59 seconds remaining in the game.
The Dallas Cowboys have a total offense of 580 yards, the 2nd best in the history of their club.
How many points do you think they could have had, Hank?
Oh, it's no telling. Gee, they got 38 and they could have had 50.
The ball is at the 35-yard line of the Cowboys. Baltimore would like to score some points before they start the long trip home. Randy Burke is in as a wide receiver. He's a 2nd-year man now from Kentucky, wearing number 84 for the Baltimore club. And on 2nd down, Kirkland is back to throw from the pocket. He throws, and there's his tight end all alone at the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown! No, did he get in? He fumbled the ball.
Oh, my God.
And it is a touchback.
Can you believe that? That's an incredible turn of events, isn't it?
Kirkland threw the ball on the money to his tight end, Reese McCall, who was all alone outside the 10. He caught it. He was hit inside the 5, struggled into the end zone, crossed the goal line, but did not have the ball when he crossed the goal line. It was recovered in the end zone by the linebacker, Mike Hegman, and it is a touchback.
It's typical of what happens if you make the reception and don't put the ball away very firmly. I think he was very happy about making the touchdown and forgot to take the ball with him. But when things go bad, they really go bad, don't they?
And the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. It belongs to the Cowboys with 47 seconds remaining in the game. Had McCall just crossed the goal line with the ball in his possession, it would have been a TD, but he lost it just before he got there. And the Cowboys still have their shutout, 38-0. 47 seconds remaining in the game. Danny White at quarterback, at the quarterback spot. He gives to the up back, Laidlaw, who gained only a yard, and I don't think anybody will be anxious to stop the clock. About one more play, and that'll be it.
Fred Cook, number 72, really got good penetration on the play. Almost tore his head off before he got the handoff, but he went over the top and missed.
One more play, and that'll be about it. To repeat, Baltimore held the Cowboys scoreless in the first quarter, but trailed 21-0 at the half. Cowboys came up with 14 in the third period, and they've scored 3 here in the final 15 minutes. We're down to 13 seconds, clock running. The ball will be snapped. Danny White gives it to Laidlaw again. He moves across the 25. He's tackled at the 27. The clock continues to run, and that's the opener for the Colts and the Cowboys, with Dallas winning it 38-0.
We'll continue with our wrap-up in just a moment. Here's how it went from a scoring standpoint. In the first quarter, it was zip-zip, 0-0. Dallas scored 21 points in the second quarter, 14 in the third, 3 points in the fourth, won the football game very handily, 38-0. This is how it happened. It was 21-0 at halftime. In the third quarter, Dallas, Drew Pearson caught a 38-yard touchdown pass from Roger Staubach. Septien made the kick, and they got 7 more points, 8 plays and 72 yards. In the third quarter, Saudi got a 1-yard pass from Roger Staubach, and Septien made the kick, 71 yards in 7 plays. And then Septien in the fourth quarter kicked a 48-yard field goal that made it 38-0. A very impressive overwhelming win for the Dallas Cowboys. But here again, I mentioned this several times, don't be mistaken or misled by the fact that the Colts got beat like they did tonight. They're a good football team.